Hello, everybody. Welcome to Schmoedown Night in Canada. I am your host, the Taco of Justice, and we just watched an amazing pay-per-view live from New York, and we're here to talk about it. And I can't see anything, so I hope no one's in. I think I'm the only one in. Let's bring in our first person. Oh, we are. Oh, my God.
House party.
All right. We got a whole crew. We got Soda right next to me. He's the man behind the camera. He's the man with the plan, and he's just my favorite man. And then we have Tippy Top from Mount Schmoedown. We have two Sherpas from the mountain. First, we have Ben. How's it going, Ben?
Good. It's not like over my win last night in that game. Whether it's again, but good.
A well-deserved win.
Yes. Frenchie put up a hell of a fight. And we have also Ryan Payne, also from Mount Schmoedown. How's it going?
It's good. Look, I'm going to try to put my anti-corruption bias aside and talk about the match, but if not, I may have to step out every now and then.
That's fine. I mean, we don't have the corruption shill here, so I think we're fine. Well, we have two really bad corruption shills, but and then from her first ever Schmoedown commentary. That's why her name's Rabbit, because she just started watching the show. She doesn't even know any of the names or the rules yet. And I'm kidding. We have all the way from the other side of the planet, from New Zealand, we have Rabbit. How you doing?
Yeah, all gravy.
Yeah.
That's a New Zealand colloquialism, eh?
Oh, it's not a thing over there. That's bad.
Yeah, they put it on fries and shit up in Canada.
Yeah.
They call it poutine. I thought it was called protein, and I thought it was just a clever name for it because it's probably really high in protein. We were like, yeah, man, protein. I thought it was
potatoes and gravy, man.
Yeah.
And in French, it's pronounced poutine.
Yeah.
Like Vladimir.
Put it together. Put sin.
Poutine. Sounds like a tin of poo.
Yeah, exactly. You break it down as poutine, then you put it together. Poutine.
Why does everything come back with poo? Why is that a thing?
Well, this show is usually a shit show, so that's just the way it is.
There you go. And it was a crappy joke I had.
I thought they were just really deep on their vowels. That's why it's like, it's po, not poop. Not po, no, oh, no, you're going to use the U. No, we're not going to use
So if they call it poutine, do they call Poe Dameron Poo Dameron?
No.
Unless there's a U in his name, then maybe.
I want to start calling him Poo Dameron. Okay.
You're an idiot.
Thank you, boss. I brought my notes. They got scribbled on by my 1-year-old, fucking penciled all over them. So I can make it through to still remember what they are. Do we want to jump right into the first match?
Sure.
Why not?
Let's do it.
All right, cool. Is Ben super loud for everybody else, or is it just me?
Maybe I'm holding the mic.
He has his mic like really that close.
Okay.
Man, you're not supposed to swallow the mic.
Yeah, you're supposed to. I'm not saying it.
Yeah.
Saying it. Your fault, Soda. You baited me. Okay. We had one guy from Uptown, the other guy also from Uptown, but he's calling himself from downtown. We had two New Yorkers fighting it out. We had Josh Hurwitz versus Griffey Nooms. And who did everybody – let's start like how I like to start. Who did everybody have going in?
Griffey Nooms.
Griffey Nooms.
I had Newman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Rabbit?
I also had Griffey Nooms.
Yeah, I had Griffey as well.
But I had him by a slight margin. I had him winning by a slight margin, though.
I think we all did.
Yeah. This is not the fight I thought it was going to be. I was
Okay, news matching up. I had Josh Hurwitz.
Oh, thank you, man.
Does that make it a little easier for you?
Fucking contrarian.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
No, I thought we were going to get Rocky Drago at the end of 4, but instead we got Apollo Creed Drago.
Oh, nice. I applaud
I would prefer to
I'm just
Adonis
saying.
Creed and his
I would prefer Adonis versus the other Drago, but not
because Apollo dies.
Yeah, and Horowitz is gonna come back. So yeah, all right, fine. Victor Creed versus Adonis. How's
But
that?
you know, if he dies, he dies.
Oh, fucking.
I did not want to spit out my soda.
All right. Okay. I know. All right. So let's get the just started watching Schmoedown opinion. I know because we think of Griffey Nooms as a rookie. Everybody else does because we've been watching for multiple seasons. Jess, you just started watching.
Yeah.
How did that affect you? You don't think of these guys as like new hotshots because you've just started
they're all
watching.
new to me.
Yeah. So
I went back and I watched a few of Horowitz's matches as well as Griffey's, and Griffey just seemed to be in total control. Like I never saw him; he was unflappable in every single match that I saw him in, and I saw Horowitz stumble in a couple of them. Nothing huge, but for me, it just seemed like Griffey knew he wanted it and he was going for it. He seemed to know everything that he needed to know going into it, and so that's why he was my pick.
Yeah, and you said a really good word with like control. It really does feel like he is running his matches. Like he's never Unflappable is another good. He never does feel like he's out of his element. Like Griffey's got a really good attitude,
especially in this one. And that's something I wonder if maybe it had played into Horowitz's game is how comfortable he is on a stage. Because Newman, as we know, is an actor, so he's good doing that.
Yeah, but
Horowitz is a writer and he interviews people and stuff, but I don't know how comfortable he is on a stage.
Yeah, but he's interviewed the most famous people in the world in front of a studio audience before, and I'm sure that he's fine.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Also, one thing I will say with Horowitz's performance here in the live event, I'd have to mirror it the same way when it was Adam Lavick versus Kevin Smets. Lavick, because in San Diego event, they were also doing Comic-Con at that, because the Schmoedown was having their event at the same New York Comic-Con.
I remember this fight.
And just like it was in San Diego, and Halavic had ran himself all the way from the Comic-Con event to that arena. It wasn't as close as the one in New York was. But even then, both Halavic and Horowitz were just coming off of doing like press coverages at Comic-Con. So
I did not know that about Josh.
Well, Christian said that when he was walking out, like, "Oh, just came from New York Comic-Con." I'm going like, "Oh, really?" Because I didn't think that Josh was going to.
I must have missed that.
So let me ask you guys this: do you think Gucci is a better manager than we all thought?
No. I think Craig the Barbarian's the best manager ever.
Speaking of which, shout out to Craig the Barbarian for carrying Griffey Nooms.
I had it written down. I'm glad he brought it in. He brought him in.
Yeah, I saw it. Like genius.
He cradled it in his arms.
Yeah,
oh my god,
like Orko.
Yeah, I even said to the guys when we
just dawned on me. That's why he's got the pink gloves.
Yeah, like what? I don't get it. Like
Orko.
He's Orko in the new Masters of the Universe by Kevin Smith.
That guy has pink gloves. I haven't watched it yet.
That's the only thing I can think of for the pink gloves.
Well, Orko, the character, and even not in the Kevin Smith, but also in the original Masters of the Universe or the He-Man show, Orko always had like gloves on, or at least always something covering his hands.
Yeah.
So
okay. I could pit Orko out of a lineup. Like I don't know. All I know is there's Beastman and Skeletor. That's all I know. I know we used to get those action figures back in the early 90s at gas stations. That's all I know about He-Man.
Well, Orko, he's the smallest, I believe, the character that, like, the smallest wizard of. It's really been a while since I've watched the show to describe him fully.
All right.
But
well, maybe I'll watch the Kevin Smith show. I haven't heard really
great.
Really, I heard really bad things.
This is Orko.
Oh, there we go. Cool.
Yeah. No, it's really good.
All right. Maybe it was just the guy I was talking to.
Universe guy by any stretch.
All right. Do we want to get into round one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do so. Yeah.
I just spilt beer on my notes.
So along with your daughter's scribble.
Now it's really illegible. So now I'm opening my 12.5, so it is all downhill.
It's all downhill from here.
No, it's you're drunk.
Oh my! That first.
And this is the in hindsight 2020 Taco realized he should not have opened that beer can.
No, fuck it. If bad things happen, but I got to drink that beer, worth it. It's the most delicious thing that I'm gonna consume in like a month. It's the beer's so good. All right, we had a really bloody round one. Question 1, Josh missed. It was it was Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Who all knew that? I totally had that.
Ben got that.
I had it and then I went and talked out of it by somebody.
I'm sorry. You don't. Okay, just because I blurred out a different answer doesn't mean you have to go along with me, Ben.
Ben had it, but then he got second guessed into thinking something else.
Yeah.
I'm as I think a lot of people know, I'm a giant Mortal Kombat fan, and when I heard James Redmore in a video game, I was like, "Yeah, oh my god, Raiden!" Like I was so pumped as soon as he did it. I was like, "Yes!"
And see, that's the thing. I also didn't hear the name. I just heard played Raiden, so my mind immediately went to Christopher Lambert.
Yeah.
And a hot take, extremely hot take. I like Annihilation.
Oh,
fair enough.
I haven't seen it.
Have you watched it?
He said he's watched it. He says he's watched it.
You've watched it? Ben,
he said he
You
likes
can't
it.
say he likes it without not watching it.
That's the only way anyone can like Annihilation is if they haven't watched it. Ben, if you're being serious, I'm really sorry. I will never respect any of your movie opinions again. It is one of the worst movies of all time.
That just sounds like some South Dakotan gobbledygook here, man.
Taco. Just because it's universally recognized as one of the worst movies of all time.
Watch it. It has nothing to do with the hype, dude. My daughter knows that movie sucks.
Wow.
I've watched it. It's
just descending into chaos.
Taco, this is not the worst. There is worse than Annihilation. This Annihilation is entertaining if you just want to shut your breath and have something play in the background, kind of entertainment.
Yeah, I guess if you don't want to, if you want to ignore your television,
calm the fuck down.
Oh my god, let's talk about Schmoedown. That's what we're doing today. Fucking shit show.
Once you started going, it's like, oh, it's coming.
I already
I was so keen for that.
Gobbledygook. I already went through brand like, where's the gobbledygook? Where's it? Dang it! Like it's not there.
Doesn't mean I can't add it, motherfucker.
We took it away from you.
Dude, give me my weapons. All right. Okay, so Josh missed number 1. Did you guys immediately go, oh no? Or were you like, we'll see?
I did, because I was like, I even said to the guys, I was like, that's going to ruffle his feathers just that little bit.
You did. Like me, I thought, I'll give it another one.
Yeah, no, they were like, he's still going to get it back. And I was like, I don't know.
But then that second question came and he missed that one. So, and Griffey had that 2-point lead. And the third question, 3-point lead. So,
Yeah.
He missed the first, second, and third. And then Griffey missed the fourth, which means that they both didn't make a question until question 5. What's the first time they both got one? Now, I've seen matches like this before, but not on like this type of caliber of player. I never would have saw this coming.
So never at this level. This is kind of a new thing.
Well, I mean, in round 2, we've seen round 2 knockouts in tournaments, singles tournaments, where one person kind of, and this is not what Horowitz is doing. I'm not putting this on Horowitz. But we've seen somebody kind of like punch above their weight class and then go against somebody else who didn't luck their way through round 1 and get slaughtered. Like when Stacey Howard beat Ellis and everyone's like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
And then Rachel Cushing ripped her to shreds. It was like 12-2. And and that felt like this. There's a difference. Horowitz didn't luck his way through round.
No,
he didn't it wasn't an upset. Horowitz is really good.
He is very good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ben. Go for it.
I really didn't go to say not forget about the infamous Snyder and Umberto match. Oh my God.
Both of their first match, and in Umberto's case, his only match. Umberto is giving Snyder the answers.
Yeah,
that was when he should have it was kind of like Umberto was someone who was just there to play. He didn't realize that he wasn't supposed to say that shit. That was when they were testing stuff. I think a better example is, let's say, everyone likes to say,
that was some season 3 stuff. That's
okay.
But here's a good example. Everyone likes that when it comes to Dan Murrell, everyone brings up his match against Guy, how Guy pulled up the shocking upset of TKOing him.
Yeah.
It's not until Guy goes further down the road. He beats Mark Riley, who also, like Dan Murrell, came back from retirement. Yeah. It's not until Guy goes up against somebody as experienced like Roca. Then you see exactly where he hits along his punch class, among his weight class. And he hasn't played a singles match ever since. He went to teams after he lost to Roca.
Oh, he's played since.
Yeah, no, he played against Robert Meyer last year.
And he played against Bateman, and it was one of the most nasty, bloody matches ever, and I thought he was purposely throwing it. It was so bad, I thought Guy was purposely throwing it.
I need to go watch this one.
Guy's matches against Ben Bateman kind of shows you the difference of someone who actually gets lucky in a match against someone who's professional. Not to say that Guy's not a good player. Or his team's record shows that he is a damn good player. Just by himself, he's kind of
I feel bad saying that Stacey Howard lucked her way through Ellis's fight. I now I've been feeling bad about saying that Harwood's been luck his way.
Lucky though.
Yes, no, very. In there's that great thing of how I know what I know and Stacey Howard knows what she doesn't know because she is the best guesser in the Schmoedown. But a win's a win. She completely deserved that win against Ellis back in season 4. I'm not trying to take anything away from Stacey. I think she's a legendary player.
One match we haven't brought up. We need to bring up.
The other match?
No.
What is it?
Sorry, go ahead, man.
JTE with gold medal winner Cody Miller.
Yeah.
With Cody JTE in moving trivia.
Yeah. So the story for Jess is confused. So on the Schmoes of the No movie show, way back in the day, Cody Miller, the swimmer, the Olympian swimmer for America, gold medal winning, says, "Hey, I know movie trivia. How come I won't do this Schmoedown thing?" And then JT starts calling him out of like, "Oh, you should represent America, like this and that." And it became like a big feud. And JTE was considered a pretty good player, and now he's an amazing player. But at that time, he was like kind of middle of the road, can pull out some big ones. Cody Miller. Yeah, Cody Miller, the Olympian, beat him.
Really? Because he's the reason that they've got the JTE rules, right?
Yeah,
because you're talking about.
Because back in the day, he would always ask, "Could you repeat the question?" And they would just do it. But
Stall for time.
Yeah, they got to a ridiculous point. So I think it was like, the following season they said, we introduced this new role and we're naming it after this chucklehead.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some good stuff.
And I see what you mean about, because Taco used to always tell me when he was trying to sell me on Schmoedown is that it is actually a skilled thing to know when to use things like that. And I was like, it's a trivia show. Like how hard can it, how much tactic can you have in it?
So many people think that going in.
Oh, yeah, they have no idea. No, for the first few years that they had the JTE rule, like the overlay that they would use, instead of like a dot to represent it, it was actually his head.
Yeah. I remember
I've seen that before.
I remember the spectacular, the first time they did that, and the chat exploded. They're like, oh my God, look at the JTE indicators. So great. And they're just this little ball.
Yeah, it's just
oh my God. Okay, so round 2 today. So this is not the score going in the round 2 that I think anybody saw coming. No. It was 6-5 going in. I don't think anyone saw that coming. And even
it was still a close match, though. It was a big round.
Yes.
And Horowitz did come back.
He got it. Yeah, he got it back for sure.
Griffey missed his question 4, and then I believe question 7.
Yeah.
And I've never heard of let him go either. So. Yeah,
that's I think it's fairly recent. Like I saw it a couple times on HBO Max.
Like I was saying to Ben and Jess, like I was like, I can picture the cover because I've seen it in Walmart, but I couldn't pull the name.
It just gets a Frozen.
I had
song
nothing.
I just hear "Let him go, let him go." I watch a lot of Disney movies. I gotta down.
You're a father. I get it.
Let it go. Let it go.
I know it's not "Let him go" soda. I know that.
Calm the fuck down.
See, you guys think I'm drunkenly belligerent, but I'm totally sober. I'm just
you're sober belligerent.
Belligerent. People are like, right, you need to stop drinking. I need to drink more. I'll calm down. This is me sober. You wouldn't like me when I'm sober.
Yeah,
I talk to you when you're sober. What do you mean?
Yeah. What'd you say?
I've talked and had conversations with you when you're sober. What do you mean?
I didn't hear talk. I heard something. Wait. Don't worry about it. But I was like, what? All right, this is getting off the rails. Speaking of Pixar movies, yeah, thank you, boss. We go in. Horowitz spins first, gets opponent's choice. Griffey then outfit changes.
Fuck, that was genius.
Moment.
Like, to the guys, was like Pixar. He needs to pick Pixar, and they were like, "No, he's not going to pick that."
And then he picks
definitely.
It, I didn't realize it was
it's only because I liked the category, not because I knew that Griffey would do so well with it.
Absolutely nominated for Moment of the Year for me.
Yeah,
like it like if he just changed to a Pixar jacket, whatever, cool, moving on. But he changes Pixar, and then he happens to get the other guy gets opponent's choice, and he gives him Pixar, and then this round happens. Yeah. That's Moment of the Year.
It's what the young kids say. It's baller.
Oh yeah, thank you, thank you, Soda. Yo.
What up, fellow kids?
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
My hands are up here. I did not do it.
On myself.
I thought you were going to play this one because then you just added.
On the right track.
I forgot that had audio because I was going to play it when we talked about who won the main event.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's good. I forgot it had audio.
I was like, Matt Foley, I have to play that. I didn't know what clip it would be. I thought it would be, well, Lonnie freaking does.
On the right track.
Let's do that. Let's get back on the right track.
Sorry, I'm doing the pants
better since it's not Stay on Target from the Star Wars show.
Yeah.
On the right track.
All right.
Thank you.
I didn't play it.
No, thank you for doing that originally. So
all right. Moving on, getting back on the right track. This is one of the hardest rounds to watch in Schmoedown history, dude.
Yeah.
It was bloody. We had first one, he went down the multiple choice, and I was like, all right, he might be able to like navigate his way through. Miss, okay. And then Griffey, baller, not even wait. He's like, the answer's this. One more point. Thanks.
Yeah.
And then they made him sit there while they said the actual question and gave him the options, and he was like, just repeated it again. He was like, I want my 1 point.
Yeah, he goes, all right, can I hear my options, please?
Yeah, I love it. Like, even though you realize, okay, I have to wait for him to say, and then when they just say question, he goes, yeah, I'd like to have the options, please. And he goes like, we're going to do that anyway.
And then he goes, the answer's this. I'd like my 1 point, please.
It was Ben something?
I don't have that. I just have.
It was okay. Yeah, it was who played or paraphrasing the question. Who played Ernesto in Coco?
Coco, yeah.
But I was saying to Jess and Ben, Griffey Nooms, he gets it.
Yeah,
he does. He's super gay. Even the spin, like he.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
he gets it.
like yeah. He. Go ahead, Ben.
So, do we think he has a perfect balance between character and trivia player?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As far as pay-per-view matches go, for my first one, this was great.
Yeah, he's had the best. He's had that balance. I think he holds that balance the best.
And I think he's greater than 100%. Like I would say he's like 60% play, 60% freaking character work. He's really good. Yeah. And I know a lot of actors come in and this is not their job, so they don't want to do like any real character work, even though they're actors. Like, I mean, Brendan Meyer's kind of done a couple of things here and there, but it's he's never really.
David Del Rio is also blatantly said he's just here to play, not to be.
Yeah, David Del Rio says he will not play a character, like period. Yeah. And I get that. If that's what like. If you guys wanted me to explain how to make sugar in a sugar factory, it'd be like, no, I'm not at work right now. Like I'm not doing that here.
Wait, you make sugar in a sugar
factory? I make sugar in a sugar factory. I work in a control room and I make sugar.
We call him Sugar Tits.
I thought you were going to say Sugar Daddy. But,
I thought you guys would call them Sugar Balls, but I think Sugar Tits.
I like all those names. I'm glad that you guys finally found it. I'm not saying it. Jess knows where I was going. I'm not.
Yeah, I know where you're going. That's why I was sitting there patiently.
Yeah, like we need another reason for Soda to pull up another clip. Let's just kick back and get this going.
The only reason I do that is because I know it annoys you, Taco.
It annoys the fuck out of me.
It's
I can't
my
believe there are
fault.
4 people watching. They're so ashamed no one's in the chat. That's how ashamed these people are.
No, to be honest, they kind of want to listen to Brad.
Calm the fuck down.
All right, go ahead, Ryan. Sorry.
I like it's Jafar yelling at me. Like, what the fuck?
It's great.
Jafar is the one who has the authoritarian attitude. So he's like,
Calm the fuck down.
okay,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Could you imagine if that was like just yelling at Iago, voiced by Gilbert Godfrey? Like, anyways, Jafar's like, calm the fuck down. Like,
He was saying that to the genie.
oh, all right. Makes sense.
Oh, so
Somebody-
the genius doing a terrible Robin Williams impression. That's what led to
No.
saying it.
No.
That was a joke.
I'll tell you
okay?
afterwards.
I know, no, I'm just shaking. If I went to see like a play adaptation and the genie thought he could pull off Robin Williams, I would fucking leave.
No, one thing
I
is,
would leave.
it was a pantomime, so it was a parody. And this guy who played the genie, instead of doing impressions, he did famous lines. He just did him like he did him as the character, and then he would like look at the audience like.
Okay, that's pretty good.
And Jafar's just a straight man that's like, what the fuck are you talking
Alright,
about?
Now,
Stay on target. Stay on target. We got one. We have literally 2 rounds of this fucking match. It's not a long match.
okay,
Did we
let's
clear
go.
the Pixar one?
No. We
Oh,
got
Well,
one
we got to
question
that
in.
question.
I got. And
No.
That's
I'm
as far as we
I'm
are for
agreeing
Miss.
with you, Ryan. We only did the first question in Pixar. We didn't get through the rest.
Yeah. I don't know what the second one was, but he did go to
No,
he didn't go to multiple choice,
He missed. Oh, he did?
and that's what screwed him. Is this
Yeah.
was the only time he went to multiple choice was the first one. He went for it and missed with 2 pointers for his other 2.
Yeah.
He said
misses.
Incredibles 2. I know his answer was Incredibles 2, and that was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
And-
what the question was.
Oh, it was the two who voiced which movie features Brad Bird, and then it had Brian Dennehy, and I couldn't
Brad
remember
Bird
the other one.
directed these movies. Yeah.
And it was I mentioned Brad Bird as a voice actor.
Yeah.
Because when I was trying
And
to
what was
figure it out-
what was the actual answer?
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
Ah, there you go.
Ratatouille.
Yeah,
No,
I
thought the
remember
question
I had to
was
sit
Brad
here like,
Bird
which
directed
Bird movies did
these
he direct?
actors in this movie. These actors were in this Brad Bird directed film.
Yeah,
I-
but Brad Bird, when he does a Pixar movie, he voices a character.
Yeah, I
he
actually.
also voiced the character Edna in The Incredibles, so
Yeah,
that's why.
But he
So
also
good.
voices, he also voices in Ratatouille.
No,
as well.
But I believe
heard
the
actors
question
in
did-
Home, I heard a couple actors and then Brad Bird, and then when they
Yeah,
actually
I
got
did
to-
too.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they called Brad Bird an actor because it made
Yeah.
me confused when they did it. Because I was like, he's
Yeah,
a director.
and then he went Incredibles 2, and it was
Yeah,
all
and like I
over
said,
from
I
there.
had to sit there like because I know Brad Bird directs voices in his movies. I was like, "What movie is it?" I didn't think of Ratatouille.
All right. Third question, he actually did get right with a 2-pointer. I kind of like his cojones of thinking, I need these points now, so I'm not going to go to multiple choice.
Yeah.
But you need to be a little more sure of yourself if you're going to pull that. You have to be at least a 50-50 or a 51-49 if you're going to be like, fuck it, I'm going to go for the
It also
2.
didn't help
Mhm.
that he only had one JTE as well by this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
used up 2 in the first round, I believe.
And this reminds me of those old school matches of the knowledge guy versus the game player.
Mhm.
Both of them are really good, but Horowitz didn't play. And if he doesn't know Pixar, then he doesn't know Pixar. I'm not going to fault the guy for not knowing what he doesn't know. That's not his fault. He just doesn't know it. But I feel like his gameplay just needs a lot more tweaking, and then he can go to the next level. Like
I mean, go to kind of like the real world time match. At that time,
yeah.
Dan's character was not there all the way. So he was busy answering questions, and Guy and Comfy answering questions and continuing on being a great character at that time.
Yeah. And Guy and Ben, a lot of people forget this. Guy and Ben together revolutionized gameplay. Ben didn't do it and then drug Guy along. There was a bit there where we thought Guy was the stronger player. I did.
Which is true,
For the first few matches of action, I was like, Guy's a stronger player. Ben needs to, sit down and know his role. He still does. But he still needs to shut his mouth and know his role. But I really thought
talking about Ben Bateman?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they revolutionized the game with their gameplay, and it wasn't just Ben, it was Guy. And that's what did give Guy a little bit of that advantage. And you're right, Ben, because Dan, much like Bibbs for a long time, much like Ethan for a while, and Drew McWeeny, they were the knowledge guys.
Right.
I know everything. Bibbs would even say, what's your strategy going in? He's like, I'm just going to answer all the questions.
And Schneider said the same thing too, because he famously never studied.
Yeah, and I still don't think he studied, which kind of just shows you how amazing Snyder is, because I still put him as one of the best players of all time, and you never took it serious. And I love him for it. Well, he took losses serious.
He took it serious, but he just didn't think he needed to study.
Yeah. But my point is that I put Horowitz in that category, and Griffey in the all-around package category. If you can get Horowitz to get his nose in the books and to learn, he's probably studying. He's in a good faction for studying, but he's probably not getting his gameplay down, and that's the difference.
Yeah, that would be the difference between these guys. But I do see with Horowitz. I mean, look, you mentioned the faction he's in. I mean, look who the top players in that faction are. Brendan and Bibiani. Well, Brendan started off as someone who was there just for playing, changed it up to where he does understand more of the game itself. Bibbs at this point, he loves the game, but he's now just simply approaching it like, I'm going in, I'm going to answer questions, I'm going to stand up while doing it.
Yeah.
And you can. But with Horowitz, kind of like with Bibbs as well, he too is someone who reviews films. He's a critic, so he kind of comes in with that same energy.
Even with this loss, do you think Josh will be in contention with Rookie of the Year?
I don't think either of these guys will unless they get medal at this point, because you have Thomas Harper.
I still think they will.
I think contention, sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna go with who's gonna have that medal at the end of the year, because one of them will. And right now, it's Harper who already does.
I still think you can be a rookie without having. I still think you can win that award without having to win a belt. Harper, he's lucky. Not lucky. Harper, he got into a division which was so goddamn difficult, to where no one else can't see. If Harper can defend his championship, then I think he would cinch it. But right now, Harper's
absolutely.
Attention.
That's why I said who has it at the end of the year. If Harper still has it at the end of the year, I think it's his.
Because Paige could also you could argue for her.
Yeah.
Even
Rick Raditz as well. It's just
Ben, do you want to say something?
I think it's Payne.
I think if any of these singles, if this singles tournament is nuts. If any rookie works their way all the way through the singles tournament, holy crap! Like, that's all I gotta say. Then those guys, and especially if they get the belt, but it's gonna be hard for a veteran to work their way through this tournament. Dan Murrell isn't a clinch in this tournament. There's so many killers.
Last year's winner is already out.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
No, it came out on YouTube earlier today. I understand the spoiler thing.
I know.
I didn't read it, so I'm gonna put up Leo Logan's. I love Leo Logan, by the way.
Yeah,
he's great.
He's our unofficial stats guy in the comments.
By the way, Leo Logan, whenever I see, I think it's you, whenever I see you come up on, what am I clicking? I'm clicking all kinds of random stuff now. Exit. Whenever I see you pop up on the Facebook.
Enable your pop-up blocker, Taco.
I tried to, I was, shutting down everything. It's like, I put up, a really important page.
You're an idiot.
Trying to compliment our fan. Trying to compliment Leo Logan. No, it's actually not a compliment. Every time I see him in Facebook posts, it's not an insult either. He looks a lot like Philip DeFranco. And I was like, why is
Oh,
Phil DeFranco?
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I was like, Philly D's finally watching the Schmoedown?
That's not a compliment then.
Yeah, it is. I love Philly D.
Phil DeFranco's awesome.
No, but you said you were going to compliment.
It's not like, but it's not Leo Logan's fault. He's not like, it's not an accomplishment. He's just on the right track. I'm working my way. I got a plan.
You'd be coming around the mountain.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that's some stat there, right there. Poor boy.
I appreciate those stats, but personally, I don't take those into account, honestly, because
would it be 0-4 if you include the one match he did in the Anarchy tournament, the one where he laid across the stage with Malcolm?
Shazam defended their belts at Collision.
That was amazing when he dressed as Ian Malcolm.
Yeah, and then he started off like that. Yeah,
that sure, he's 0-2 in live. What's his? But his other stat right now is the championship guy. His dude. His players are winning medal right now. And all right, Ryan, I know you didn't do this on purpose, but it's still kind of bugging me. You said the top players of the Mercs, and you didn't say Demolanta. And I'm like sitting here like, dude, I think Demolanta is the best player.
Well, because I was focusing in the singles division.
I know.
Demolanta definitely top guy. I mean,
well, he's knowledge and play. Like that dude's amazing.
Yeah,
I agree. I was just saying, like, when you take Josh Horowitz and you look at the other players that are playing in singles in that division, the only ones I would say, if we were ranking, doing a tier list of the Mercs, I would say Bibbs and Brendan would definitely be in the A tier, and that would be it. And then Josh would be somewhere within the B. And after his performance, it can almost knock him down to a C tier.
You didn't put anyone in S.
Well, I don't want no S tiers when we do this. I want to make sure because S tier reminds me of Devil May Cry, and I hated playing that game over and over just to get to the S tier. Too much PTSD from that.
Somebody doesn't watch Let's Talk About Star Wars. We do S tiers there. Jeez.
I know. I've seen your episodes. That's why I'm making mine different.
Love you, Ryan.
No S tiers mean special treatment, and there's no special treatment on my tier.
I would like to get into round 3.
Yes.
There is none.
There is no round
round 3. All right. Nooms got directors, and he ran it like a freaking marathon.
Yep.
But he only got 3.
He ran it like Usain Bolt during a 100-meter dash.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Yes. It was. You're right. It wasn't a marathon.
He ran like me after eating East Indian food.
And guess what? He didn't even have to do the whole. That's hilarious. He didn't even have to do the whole 100 meters because he beat the guy before he was even done.
Yeah.
So
it was insane.
I have 3. I'm like, why do I only have 3 2s written here? Because he didn't have to answer his last one.
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
He got past the 10-point threshold for a KO.
And they gave him one more chance.
Felt that he would already know the last question because he ran those 3 previous questions so quickly. It's like we're not just gonna give this to him. It's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
19-6.
Yeah, and even if Josh stole that, it still would have been an 11-point differential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's bloody. So bloody.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I do feel bad for Josh because he's not, if somebody is judging this guy off of this one game, it's so unfair. He is such a good player,
right.
And this is just a really you played bad against somebody who's playing amazing. And there's just nothing.
It's like if you were to judge Snyder on that match where he completely shit the bed on 70s. Against
lots of people did. Lots of people.
But, I mean, like if you were a newcomer and that was your first match, like that's the comparison I'm trying to make. Yeah. And yes, people did shit on Snyder for that one.
It was the first time we ever saw somebody give up, and it's almost the last time.
Yeah.
This is one reason why I couldn't be in this league. When I look at like things I did competitive, like back when I played Magic the Gathering, I would never, if I was losing and I knew I was going to lose, I would never finish the match. I want to move on to the next match and try to win. Like if I was 8 points down or more than 5 points down going into round 3, I would say, can we just quit? Like I wouldn't want to keep doing it. I'm not a good sportsman.
So you're
called. You're like my older brother. When he's getting his ass beaten basketball, he's just like, "Yeah, game's done. I'm not."
Yeah, game's done. What? I just need to sit here and get.
You let the time run out.
Sit here and get bloody for you? Like, no, fuck that. Let's play again.
Yeah, one of my best friends when we were teenagers kicked us out of the house because we finally beat him at a game of Halo.
All right, I'm not that. I wouldn't kick anyone out, but I don't see the point in me being a corpse on the floor and you're still shooting arrows into me. Can I just?
Josh took it like a champ, though. You have to admit he was a
definitely did.
really gracious loser.
Definitely did.
Really gracious.
Really good. Yeah. That's
He
why
took
I said
it all in his stride, still had a smile on his face, and he was even congratulating Griffey. For me, I'm like, you're great.
He came off like a generally good dude, and like I was saying to these guys, like somebody I'd want to have a pint with.
Oh,
Pure gentleman.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, and of course
hope.
we all see in Josh, like everyone can say, "Oh, Josh didn't have to be this nice." I'm sorry, whoever says these comments or who's going to post this in the Facebook group later, shut up, because Josh gave the professional attitude that he's been showing since he started in the Schmoedown.
Yeah.
Even in his first loss, with him and Perry against Rushmore, he still showed that professionalist attitude. And it carried with him. He could have used the excuse of going to the New York Comic Con and coming back, but he didn't. He decided to rest on the laurels and try to get his knowledge.
No.
And even looking at his performance from that first round, he did come back from a rough start, and he got opponent's choice. A lot didn't go his way, but he's like, you know what? I came out here to play, and he came out to play in his own hometown in front of a live crowd. And if people in the posts want to knock him because he didn't want to lose his shit, I might finally stop posting GIFs in that group and go, you guys need to look in this past Schmoedown, because there are so many matches where many competitors have gotten a sour attitude over the way they've lost.
I've gotten off that Facebook group for a very long time. I've kind of just been off of Facebook, except to post my own like weird taco posts I do on Facebook, and to share our show. But I haven't like looked at a lot of stuff or explored.
It's not as bad, but honestly. But you'll get the rare newcomers who are new to the show.
It's just
they'll give their own 2 cents.
There's very rarely anyone sharing positivity,
That's
and
true.
I don't like I've never done it. But I've always thought I want, like, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But I've always wanted to make a post in that Facebook group, like, 0 negative. Tell me what you love about your favorite player. Go. Like, let's just love these amazing competitors for a second.
Yeah.
And because I feel like that's so missing. And there's in not even you're the best guy. We know who's killing it right now. Tell me why you love the dude who studied their butt off and lost in their 2 matches this year. Like, those guys deserve just as much because they worked their asses off and got none of the freaking praise. And that sucks. You know, and I wish there was more positivity. Sorry, maybe I am going to
Dewberry and why, you know.
I understand positivity in that group.
You do, yes, Ben. You are one of the few bright spots in this community.
But I think what Taco's trying to say is instead of it being bright spots, we want it to be like a fucking ray of sunshine.
And then
a whole ray of sunshine, a supernova of positivity.
Instead of a river of crap with a couple of nuggets of gold, I want to do a river of gold with a couple nuggets of crap. That's what I want. How's that for an analogy?
I mean, the gold
offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
I felt that one was warranted at that particular moment.
I was supposed to get more specific on it. Can't be a river of gold because gold is a metallic and it's got to be hot. And then
if it was fucking hot enough, it could be hot river. You don't fucking know. I didn't tell you how hot the river was.
It's also gonna be fucking hot, so the gold's gonna smell like shit.
Maybe it's poop from a being that isn't carbon based. Maybe it's like
you're talking about poop from those bunnies from those Squatty Potty commercials where it's just
that's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I was going for. Stay on target. Don't play it. It's too long. Right. Don't do it. Don't do it, Soda. All right.
I wasn't.
Let's talk about Brittany Noon's post-interview. His post-interview.
Fuck yeah.
What the hell? First off, Jen brings him the microphone and he sneezes in it.
Yeah.
What the hell?
That was great.
I seriously thought Jen was gonna like
accident or he purposely meant to do that. I can't tell.
No, it was on that line of which one is it?
Yeah,
I was this close to thinking that Jen was gonna be like, all right, get the fuck out my stage.
Yeah, yeah.
She honestly, but because Jen is such a professional, she decided to do what a true professional was and bust his balls for it.
Fuck yeah. I think Jen is the most talented person in what she does. Like, she's the best at what she does in the Schmoedown. I love Jen. She is a treasure. No, what was that, Soda?
I said it's a bummer she didn't go further in AEW.
I didn't know she wasn't doing AEW.
Well, no, AEW had to because of the pandemic. I mean, I'm pretty sure.
I know.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have her for a while at the beginning of the pandemic last year, and that was horrible. True. And they had to give her and frickin' Gilmore a show just so we could still see her.
Yeah.
And then I had to put up with Gilmore. I'm kidding. I like Brad, that smug, handsome piece of crap.
I thought you were referring to the SCL, but you're talking about coming up next, right?
Coming up next. That's exactly what I was talking
about. It was a good show.
I think Gilmore has great taste in movies. That's all I ever said.
Oh, of course you do, Ben.
I don't think he has good
Ben's
taste.
favorite movie is Back to the Future.
Okay, that movie is amazing, but he has these weird hot takes where, oh my god, it's something Ben did earlier, but when he's like, oh, that movie that everybody hates, I love it. Like, he does that like once a show.
Well, there's always that one person who's opposite. I'm in Discord chat.
He's allowed to like what he likes.
He's been a contrarian this whole game, this whole show. He's been a contrarian this whole show.
When did their show get heavy like that? That's what I want to know.
Sorry. Sorry,
yeah,
I'm drinking.
I'm proud of it.
Good. Yes.
Right.
And Griffin Newman is also proud for being a nerd, or in his words, a fucking dork.
Oh, that was great. That was
so good. I love when
his line later was funny.
When he started blanking himself out, that was awesome.
No, what for me made it was, jump ahead a little bit, was when Paige came up and because she's from Boston, gave the New York fans shit because Boston beat the Yankees in the wild card playoff game yesterday, and I love Griffey Newman's response. I didn't think anybody could say anything worse than swearing on stage.
But you did it. Hey, he said this stage on this stage.
Yeah, on this stage. That was great.
I mean, already if no one after watching, if those who watched that match and the post interview are not already excited for Paige against Griffey Newman, you have you gotta get some antidepressants and get out of your funk. Because I'm looking forward for that match now.
I'm looking forward to it. I am. I can't wait. Do we have anything else we can talk about the post show before we get into the main event? We already have 47 minutes.
We did have the president show up midway through the show, and
Grace the Hancock. Yep.
Unfortunately, we couldn't hear her half the time.
That's unfortunate.
I would have liked to have heard what she had to say.
Listen here, losers.
I'm pretty sure she was there live. And of course, people who were there live heard that, but because, for good reason, Schmoedown doesn't require you to video record.
I want to know who the tech guy backstage is like, I'll turn it on a minute. All right.
No, but I did like how with this live show, Christian is showing that he wants to get some storylines back up and running. Because
he does.
Up there because it reminded me back to Collision when, of course, so far in the storyline, Jay is the commissioner appointed by Grace. Grace has been mad at him. So then Shannon approached Jay almost in a way, in a move to get rid of Grace. And it seems that Shannon and Christian were in cahoots. But you see Grace is up there just trying to drive a wedge between Shannon and Chance. Mm-hmm. And I like that. And if it wasn't for that little Twitter beef I saw between those two yesterday, I would have wait, what the hell's going on with Corrupted?
What was going on with the Twitter? I'm not on Twitter. What's going on?
They were just in story in character going back at each other.
That's so weird. Even in character, you think that they would be like this.
Yeah, I don't know which one made the post first. All I know is that I think it was between where I think someone was excited, and then all of a sudden I think Chance or Marisol responded wait, why are you underestimating me? And then it was all these nicely passive aggressive comments from Marisol. And then Chance, the last thing I came across was Chance was in a tweet responding to Shannon's really? You're being neutral where I don't remember the whole tweet itself, so I am paraphrasing I'm assuming and paraphrasing what the tweet says, and I'm not looking to pull it up. You guys can find it, Chance Wars, and I forgot what Lady Justice's handle is. You guys can look for it yourselves. But all I know is that at the end, it was when Chance was getting angry that Shannon wasn't taking a side, and then that's all I remember from reading those tweets.
And Grace is going num 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 num.
I think Grace was just adding more fuel to that fire.
Let me ask you guys this real quick. Nick Season, is Chance still on Corruption?
It's hard to not they're one of the top 3 freaking teams. You can't break them up.
But
Well, anybody can break up, man.
I mean,
Yeah, but when they're on top, like they're the they're the last anarchy team.
You know, I would have said the same thing about Dan and
Shazam
Rosa
is,
last
isn't it?
year.
Shazam came a year later, dude.
Oh.
Yeah, Bibbs was with
Cinemaniac
Matt Nost.
with Matt
Yeah.
Nost, right.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I had the same thing about.
Thank you, Leo.
Thanks, Leo.
Yeah, maybe we can rely on you.
He's like Joe Rogan's guy who pulls stuff up to like Jamie. Like, all right, you don't have any facts? And Leo's like, here's some facts for you guys.
Okay, Ben, what were you gonna say?
I'm guessing Sandra and I'm on track next season. On the dungeon.
I don't see them ever splitting. Like, I just don't. I see Marisol splitting from them before I see Chance splitting from them.
Unless Deception wins the team's tournament, there's no way I could see Marisol splitting from them.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Deception and Corrupted should lead the team.
That's it all can depend on what the new rules for the factions are going to be next year that Christian has yet to reveal.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got the little bit of the rumor of everyone's going to keep one team, one singles, one Star Wars, one IG, and then those are just going to be the factions, and then people can be playing free agents.
That is the rumor, and I will say emphasis on the word rumor. If that is true, that is true. And Christian,
I didn't hear it straight from Christian, but we did hear it from both backstage and Rundown. So
yeah, I'll say this up front. Oh God, I don't want to say it.
Don't say it.
I'm going to hold my tongue until I see Christian post on Facebook or Twitter because anything can change. I was going to say fake news, but then that reminds me of Trump, and I won't be a
yeah, but you know that if they were saying things, if I was hearing it on Let's Get Ready, or if I was hearing it on Talking of Schmoedown, that's one thing. Or speaking of Schmoedown, but those guys have to watch what they say.
Yeah, they
can't
are
be
legit. Those guys are legit. I'm just saying that when Christian posted, because originally before the Star Wars tournaments, Christian had 2 different tournaments posted up. And then after when Dimalanta was done, it was revealed he was done for this season. So Christian had to change up the bracket again. So that's what I'm saying.
Originally it was two people from each faction in Star Wars NIG. Like, I know what you're saying. It's less is it a rumor and more of will it change by the time it gets inputted?
Yeah, but by the time we get to Spectacular, that's why I mean if that's where it's gonna be, I just don't want to hold that as water for right now because anything can change from now till December.
Yeah.
On the right track.
Thank you, boss. And that was
okay.
We're an hour in. I feel like this was a really good show. Soda, where can we find you online?
Hey, whoa! We didn't finish.
That's the joke.
I can't tell Soda's fucking with me. Oh my god! Get your shit together.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Drink some water. Put on a fan. Calm down a little, Soda. Yeah, there you go.
I'll just eat this breadstick while you guys talk about the main event.
I want a fucking breadstick, you ass. All right.
I want to know about these breadsticks. I hear so much about them.
They're sticks. That is bread.
Oh, really?
And they put seasoning on it.
What's on top?
Seasoning.
It's
that's so specific.
It's like seasoning and shit.
I think it's usually an Italian style seasoning.
Yeah, Italian. It's either
Italian and sometimes there's garlic in them.
Would it taste similar to like if you got Italian herbs and whatever it is from Subway and just ate that bread? Would it be similar?
Yes.
Okay.
But everyone's breadsticks are different consistencies. Some people are very dense. Some are the crusty with the fluffy inside. It depends on where you're getting it from.
You have to remember, the size doesn't matter. Anyway.
Yes.
I'm not saying.
Calm the fuck down.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I appreciated it. Thank you, Ben.
Okay,
who did everybody have going in?
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Time, not me that time.
I got Ryan. Oh, he's dying from a breadstick. He's choking on.
I had Marisol going into it.
Yeah, I had Marisol going into it as well.
I think everybody had Marisol.
Well, she's ready to
had the momentum.
You contrarian, you.
No, Chance is on fire. He was on fire.
I'm your balls, man.
I know. I know. But I had Chance. No, Marisol was here, but I really did think that
he abstains when it comes to corruption.
So he's not going to join in this conversation at all.
Yeah, good. Oh, it's cool. You have a button for that. There you go. I'm kidding. No, I.
Yes.
I'll talk about the match. I'm just not saying what I was going for.
No.
Okay.
It's cool. It's cool. You guys are assholes, and then you blame me for being belligerent. Whoa, why are you being so defensive and belligerent? Because you guys fucking asking for it. Bitches.
Gaslighting us.
Calm the fuck down.
Gaslight me. All right. You go to the same school as my wife. You're making me look like the bad guy. I was right though. She needs the help with the dishes. I was right.
Okay. Brian had Chance.
I had Chance going in, and it wasn't by a landslide or anything. There was just something going in. I felt the same way I felt about Marisol going up against Ethan, where we all still had Marisol going into that because she had a fire. She had a thing.
Momentum.
Yeah, and I felt that with Chance. And whatever. I'm not a contrarian. I'm not just saying it.
Again, just busting your balls.
Yeah, I know. It hurt. Now my balls hurt.
Okay,
This is a safe space.
This is a safe space? All right. This is what I really feel. No, I'm kidding. You guys want to get into round one?
Yes, finally.
Awesome. They both missed question, I want to say 2.
Yeah.
I was transitioning from upstairs with the baby to down here during this, and then I forgot I had the notes. And then also, when we started watching it together, for some reason, we had to read lips because Soda didn't have it loud enough. So it was
he muted. He muted and didn't realize that all of our audio was hooked up through his.
Well, it was just so great. It's like, question 1. And I was like,
does anyone else having this problem? What's going on here?
I put my headphones underneath.
To watch it, and then sort of realized, oh wait, then he turned it back on.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought it was all internally connected. I didn't realize it was like literally connected.
And I like, in order for us to hear it, you had to just crank it.
Yeah, and that was partially for me to hear it while I was in the kitchen.
That's funny. All right. All right. So Logan's. This is the only question we have to bring on. Oh, all right. Yeah. We won't all click it at once.
See, I jumped the gun on this question. I said the answer.
We didn't hear the third one because you talked over it, and then I was like, "Did we hear the last one?" You're like, "No, it doesn't matter."
Yeah, I just knew
my
it was
answer. But if I'd heard "Stay tuned," I would have known it was John Ritter. That was
you jumped the gun a bit there.
I didn't hear the question at all. I just heard the answer of John Ritter. So all I wrote down was question 2, John Ritter, for both of them.
Yeah, it was which actor has been in Bad Santa, Sling Blade, and Stay Tuned.
Yeah, they're trying to get you to say Billy Bob Thornton.
That's why I went, it's Billy Bob Thornton.
Because no one remembers freaking John Ritter in Bad Santa. No one.
What was he in?
It's Sling Blade. I would say nobody remembers him in.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Yes,
no. It's just because everyone remembers that as Billy Bob's movie, whereas Bad Santa happened after was released after he died.
Yeah.
So I think more people do know about Bad Santa.
And I think everybody like me just knows John Ritter as the guy who gets all the nails in their face in Bride of Chucky.
Yeah.
No, I know him. I know him from Police Company.
I know. I was kidding.
Yes.
I was saying a really horrible bit part where it gets nails in it.
I was gonna follow that up too, because I I didn't realize that with Bride of Chucky, I didn't realize that was my first time seeing John Ritter on screen. And then all of a sudden my dad goes, "Oh wait, you've seen him as a kid?" I'm like, really? Then he shows me some old Three's Company episodes, and then also some TV, the Problem Child movies.
I was just gonna say that's who I knew him as. He was the dad in the Problem Child. Is who I knew him as for my whole childhood.
The other night, I was thinking about Three's Company, and I was in the middle of Euphoria because of the weed I was smoking. And
not the TV show Euphoria, but okay.
Shut up. I realized that if you break down Jack Tripper's name, you get Jack T. Ripper. Jack the Ripper.
So he was a serial killer the whole time. Let's make that episode.
Yeah.
Let's do that. I'll shoot in the breeze. Oh, 8 Simple Rules. That's the show that
was doing when he died. Yeah.
That was the show he was on.
I was going to make a really bad joke, and I didn't do it.
Thank you.
I was going to say that joke was
Because
so bad.
If you watch the episode that they did after he died, you could tell that wasn't the act. That was the characters.
It's rough.
That was the actors. It's rough.
I only watched it once. I can't watch it again.
How did they do that?
Well, after he died, they brought in some actors as different characters of the family. Because
they brought in David Spade as the uncle and James Garner as the grandpa.
David Spade? Who thinks all we need to do to fix this is David Spade?
Whoever
thinks
I thought he was funny.
He
was very good for that. He was very good on that show.
Yeah, he did.
David Spade, little guy. All right, he hasn't been funny since.
I like him in.
Have we even finished round 1 yet?
Yeah.
No, let's get back on.
Yeah, we did because there's only one.
On the right track.
Thank you, boss. Yeah, no, we did finish round 1.
That's right. He's in the fucking clip.
On the right track.
Hey, Christina Applegate. Yep. How come we don't all applaud when Christina Applegate walks in a room now? That's all right. That's an old Married with Children joke. Yeah, so we're done with round 1 because after question 2, thanks, Ben. We used to be friends. I feel like this is mine and Ben's falling out. I'm going to send him so many long texts about how much I love him after this. Like, sorry for making fun of you earlier. I appreciate you. All right, it was 7-7 going into round 2, and I want to say Meryl Streep. Yeah, so Marisol went first and spun Meryl Streep, and she went to multiple choice on her 4th question, and that was it. She went 2-2-2-1.
Yeah.
She also got steal off of Chance in round 2, right?
Yeah, but see, we haven't got to Chance's round yet, so I wouldn't bring up a steal yet.
But didn't Chance go first, or she goes?
No, because
she went first.
He spun Meryl Streep as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had my attention divided when we were watching.
I remember. That's why I'm surprised you asked. I remember what you're doing during this. No, I know. You got a life. It's cool. I don't have a life.
Ish.
Hey, you do? You got a wife and kid? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all right.
They're not watching.
Wow.
My wife.
Chance, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
My wife is
your wife.
Made it very.
Marrying you.
She's right.
She's a saint.
Yeah.
She's made it very clear that she will never watch any of my stuff. So,
Good.
Yeah. She's like, "What? Fucking put up with what I put up with when you're not doing."
Yeah,
the show?
like, do I want to see more of you? Fuck no.
I'm getting a break from you. When you think I'm gonna watch your my break time? Like, what the? All right. I have to say, spoof is one of the hardest categories I've seen because spoof has so many hidden, like ones that, like, not that good of movies. They can ask freaking Scary Movie 5 questions. Who remembers that crap besides Kevin Smith?
Yeah, he knew Scary Movie 3, not 5.
No,
there were 5 scary movies. There
There are, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Each scary movie is based on each scary movie uses its plot based off of a different one. The first one was based off of Scream. Second one was like the House on a Haunted Hill. Third one was Signs. Fourth was the War of the Worlds, and the 5th one was based off of Black Swan mixed with
the Ring. The last good gag that I can remember from the Scary Movie franchise is when they're trying to explain to Charlie Sheen that his wife has died. And the metaphor keeps getting like as dumb as possible. Basically, like if car hits her, she rips in half. But it gets to the point where the cop pulls out a hot dog and said, "This is your wife."
Yeah, that was the third one. That was the third one.
That was the third one.
And the conversation kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Apparently, the third one's also based on The Ring. Due to
Oh, no,
what happened.
Sorry, no, the fifth one was Evil Dead. Sorry, the fifth one they did the Evil Dead.
Oh, really?
Sorry.
Cool.
Yeah.
Due to what happened to the Wayans brothers, I refused to watch 3 and on because they robbed their freaking IP from them. And when that happens in Hollywood, they literally said, "Hey, we have the rights to do this, and we don't want to work with you guys anymore because you are asking too much money." Because it was their intellectual property, and they just did it without them, and found cheaper writers and cheaper directors.
So no wonder that got bad.
Yeah, I heard about that after I saw the third movie, and I'm going, wait, because the third film, it felt like it was missing a certain element. I'm going, like, let's see. I thought it was funny, but then on rewatch, it's nothing but just joke. No story, breathe, then the joke.
It was similar in tone to like Date Movie and Epic Movie.
Yes, and even Not Another Teen Movie was better than those. But
yeah,
I love Not Another Teen Movie.
That's great.
That's one of the best spoofs in the last 5 years.
And I think
absolutely.
I think us talking about this kind of goes into why spoof movie is going to be a hard category.
Yeah,
because not just from the 90s and 2000s, but also the classic spoofs from the 80s and maybe a few.
Got Airplane, things like that.
Hot Shots Part 2.
Oh god, Part 1.
What were you going to say, Ben?
I was going to say something about another teen movie. Schmoedown competitor Sam the Mean in that movie.
Yeah.
If you look at
the Asian kid,
completely racist.
Super racist.
He's the white guy who thinks he's black, but that was a trope in teen movies at the time. Seth Green's character in Can't Hardly Wait,
and I get the joke in that movie because they do a joke on joke. He's a white kid pretending to be Asian, then he comes across white kids who think they're black. I'm like, I get the joke.
The white kids
have word for them.
Jody acted Asian as shit. Don't he know he white, yo?
That's
whack.
Stay on air. I'll put it in the private chat. But this is what we called them. This was what not. When I say
we mean by them, soda.
In my
what do you mean,
area,
you people?
In my area. But this is what we called them, and this is what they were known as.
We had the same term.
Yeah. I hated that term, especially when it was said amongst my friends. I'm going, something else instead.
Don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it.
When I first heard it, it didn't click. Just because I, grew up Catholic school and because I was, I don't want to say sheltered, but I wasn't aware of a lot of stuff going into high school because I went to.
Okay.
I wish I had that childhood. All right. All right. If you're, I won't play it since you're not gonna. All right. I almost did it on you. All right.
No, you said that. I would have asked you to be booted off.
If I would have played it, or if I would have said that word, I would have said the
word.
I would have ended with an A at the end, not a hard R. All right.
No, either way.
Matt.
It was a joke. I was joking. And I wasn't gonna say that. All right. Marisol gets 2 steals off him. Both are 1 point. They go into round 3, the betting round, 16-10. Can we just wipe the stink off of Not Another Teen Movie? Took us down a bad path.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. Jess, this isn't your first 5 round that you've seen, right?
No, I've seen a couple, but I think they were virtuals.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I saw the buzzer and the betting round.
Yeah, this is the first time you've seen buzzer round then.
Yeah.
Okay. You did not go all the way through the IG tournament yet, and you didn't watch the finals for that? Okay.
No.
I mean, I added,
if you can spoil, I don't mind.
No, it's fine. I just thought you would have seen it then.
Tournament. You can easily watch the IG tournament from this year because it was all nothing but knockouts.
Yeah. Freaking.
It's on my list. I promise. I've got it there.
Saul's played a 5-rounder, but not a 3-rounder. I
quite like the buzzer round. I quite enjoyed it because it's real tense. It's a real tense round.
But before the buzzer round, there was a betting round, and it was in the category of 70s.
Yeah.
Chance put up 3. Marisol put up 2. I'm pretty surprised she put up 2.
Well,
I was.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep interrupting. Go ahead.
No. I'm just agreeing. I thought she would have gone for 3.
Yeah, it was a tricky question because both me and Jess fell for it.
Like Jaws.
1978. Like just when you thought it was safe to go back into the water, we were both like Jaws, and so it was like, listen here, bitches. It's Jaws.
It was like, listen to the
That's when you thought it was safe to go back into the water.
Yeah,
that
like
should have gone
78.
down.
78. Yeah, that's your big
Jaws
giveaway.
was 77.
Because I was like, that's the easiest question. That's
You know, we both said that. We're like, that's so simple.
Oh, Jaws was
Turns out it wasn't.
76, so it was 76.
I thought it was earlier than that.
I thought it was
75 for Jaws.
75. Okay, 75. Yeah. Damn it.
Why did I think it was 77?
I got it print.
Star
I thought
Wars
it
was
was 77.
77.
I thought it was the same year as Star Wars. I thought cinema
No,
changed that year because it was both of those.
No, the
It's
first
75.
blockbuster,
Was
the first
Jaws.
movie that was Jaws. Yeah, that's pretty much
Before
what
Star Wars.
created the term. Yeah,
Yeah, because Jaws like busted blocks. Like
yeah,
you would
and
hit
it
blocks
literally
with a
was the
hammer.
block, and it was the highest grossing movie of all time until Star Wars.
My dad joke broke Jess.
It did.
And they needed to make a vote. What else can we say?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you guys think that Marisol was hesitant and didn't go with a 3 instead of a 2?
I'm not.
Just because you feel like she didn't need to because she was 6 points ahead?
That's what I thought.
Wasn't Jaws the picture on the slice as well? Was I mistaken when I saw that?
Spielberg?
When they spun the wheel, wasn't Jaws the
It might have
picture that
been.
was on the slice?
Oh, Close
This
Encounter.
might be why. Close Encounters, yeah.
Ah.
Because it's the movie about potatoes and mountains and aliens and music.
Which I
Is
saw for the
70s
first
not
time
her
this year.
forte? Is that why she might have gone for 2?
It is her forte. I think she does
Okay,
really
so
good
that's
in
weird.
70s and back. That's why I was surprised. But
think
I think she was just playing conservatively.
Falls into the
Yeah,
strategy.
I think
Yeah, she was playing conservatively. I got 10 points on him. If I lose 2, I'm still going to be in charge.
exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Strategy. That's all
She's
that
6
was.
points ahead. So she was
Yeah.
6 points ahead. If Chance got
So-
3 points, it puts up
Yep.
3. And if she got it wrong, she would lose 3 points.
So she gave him a 5-point
Ah,
swing.
so
instead
she
of
still had a
6-point swing.
cushion.
I'm going to give you a 5-point swing instead of a 6-point swing because I'm 6 points ahead. It's actually really
Yeah.
smart. I like
Yeah,
it.
no, very clever.
I ain't talking crap. Good job, Marisol. You should get championship or something.
Yeah. You deserve to win.
One
Yeah, you
day,
deserve to
one
win.
day she'll get it. One day she'll get a champion.
One day she'll get that medal. All right, round 4. Am I like crazy thinking that Chance is super good at betting rounds or buzzer rounds? I thought he was.
You hyped that up before that happened as well.
I'm like, no, Jess but like Marisol was really good too. But I'm like, this is where Chance gains ground.
Yeah, you were like, he's going to just fire through this, so I was fully prepared for him to dominate.
From the last 2 times he played in like championship matches, he was that good off buzzers. So
Okay.
the proof is there, especially in Collision. He was the one who got most of the points for corruption in the buzzer round.
They flipped. Did they flip? Weren't they losing going into buzzing and going out of buzzing?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I just know that Chance can be devastating with buzzers. I've never
What was
seen
the
him by
first
himself.
question that they both really struggled on? It was a year question, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
Fuck, I'm trying to remember the movie. I think it was a movie or a year. Oh yeah. The answer was 2001. I'm trying to remember the movies that were listed in that year.
It's so weird to see the first round and like, all right, let's go buzzers, and they're like, here's the question, and they're like,
And they both just stood there, and I was like, oh.
But it was
is this how it's normally played?
They were working it out in their heads, and
Yeah.
you do see them work it out. And I knew the answer was 2001 because I knew 2 of the movies I recognized in that year. And I'm going, okay, just which one was going to figure it out first? And Chance got it.
Oh, it was Mark Hamill. No, yeah.
It was Mark Hamill. Sorry.
Yeah, it was he was in Kingsman in this movie and this movie and this movie.
Kingsman, Village of the Damned, and I don't remember what the other one was.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, it was Mark
Was it
Hamill.
the second one then that they struggled with?
We don't question Leo Logan.
No, it was the first one they struggled with because
Okay,
it was
cool.
right off the bat, you're like, whoa.
We don't question Leo Logan.
No.
Because what is the rule in, like with buzzing it? I didn't actually read that. Do they have a time limit from when they buzz to when they have to
Yeah,
answer?
was it 2 seconds or 3 seconds?
Oh shit!
When they
It's pretty
buzz in,
quick.
they have to answer within 2 seconds. But for the question itself, after the question has been said, they can buzzer for a certain amount of time. I think 10 or 8 seconds. And if they don't answer, then the question is just gone. Because it was like that when John Roca and Irwin played against each other at Spectacular. there was a question they didn't know. It was an Inglourious Bastards question, like who plays Private Hirschberg in Inglourious Bastards. They were hesitant because they were not sure if it was Sam, and so they said they waited. They didn't answer.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the one. Jason Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played Cock Knocker,
and is probably my favorite. One of my favorite. My favorite funny moment from the Schmoedown. Because this is for you, Jess. Sam Levine was in the audience for that, and when none of them answered and buzzed, the audience started laughing. And Sam Levine walked up behind him and said, "That's it. Match is over. You don't deserve the belt."
Yes.
But it was after he
did. It
was after he retired.
Started, but it was his character he played in that movie.
Because there was a question where Marisol buzzed in, and then I think she took too long to answer. But I was like, she didn't get a lot of time to answer, so I don't know how long the time bracket was for it.
And
I'm guessing it's so you don't just buzz and then try and make it up as you.
Yeah. If I buzz, 3 seconds. Yeah, I want to buzz to make sure Ryan's not going to speak, and then I'm going to take my time to say it. Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
So you have to buzz go. But also remember, they get a -1 if you either buzz and not answer or if you get it wrong. And that's what makes it so scary. And that's why can be insane swings.
So that's why they were both super hesitant, because they're like, I don't want to buzz and get it wrong, and then I lose a point.
And Marisol stumbled on herself, and it cost her a point. She lost a point in this match because she knew the answer, but she got tongue twisted for a split second, and that's all it takes. You lose a point.
I thought that it was like, oh no, it got her. I thought it got her.
She was lucky.
I thought she was going to stumble after that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, but she was
lucky. Looked quite ruffled by that.
That she had as big as she had a really, not a huge lead, but she had a big enough lead that I didn't think she was gonna lose it unless like maybe she lost 2 and then he got the other 3. Like it would have had to be a really devastating flip to get that because she did walk in with a 6-point lead.
Sure,
if
she
or
not
6
questions.
Yeah, 5-point lead. Sorry. So they ended this.
It was still within where Chance can catch up.
Yeah,
it wasn't where he was out, down and out.
And I'm glad. I don't like seeing knockouts or TKOs in championship matches. I want to see a match.
Does it happen often?
Yeah,
it's happened.
It happened.
It happened when Sam beat Christian for the title.
Mm-hmm.
Christian isn't like the host of the game.
Yeah,
Christian.
He actually won the title. He wanted to retire. He ended up winning the title. It was fun.
Yeah, he was gonna go on a revenge tour, and I'm out when I lose, and he didn't lose, and he got the belt. He beat like 4 people. One of them was Snyder.
That was a knockout. I know Alex Damon when he won the title against Bruce Green. That was a knockout and a half.
And Alex Damon also knocked out Ace.
Yeah, there was also
TKO'd Ace.
Didn't the Patriots in their final match with top 10 KO them?
Yes, they TKO'd them and they KO'd them.
It was slaughter.
Yeah,
Patriots top 10-3, I think, was a bloodbath.
Wasn't that the information chain final one? Or
I didn't want to bring it up, but yeah.
I think that was, Yep.
What do you mean you didn't want to bring it up?
Because people still freaking argue about that thing. Bring it up around J-Wade. Oh my god!
Yeah, it basically what happened was Roca. He looked like chicken scratch, like you couldn't read it. And the answer was James Bond. It was this whole thing.
Did he answer seconds?
And Kevin Smith's KOing Mike Kalinowski.
Yep, that's right.
Yes, that's oh my god.
I have a lot of catching up to do. Clearly,
yes,
don't worry.
It's only 8 seasons.
Easy.
But even then, she doesn't need to watch every match. If she wants to, she can. She doesn't have to.
I've watched every match. I'm kidding. It's fine.
I'm just saying, if you're new, you don't have to go all the way from start to finish. You can. I came in around season 4, and I didn't even watch any of the previous seasons until we were into season 6.
Yeah, why do we have? What do we have this guy on, Soda? What are you letting anyone into the building now?
My first event was this very first spectacular at the end of season 3. So I still haven't gone back and watched matches from prior to that.
Season 2 and 1 have their charm.
I did watch those.
They're not
like those.
Whenever someone says that, I'm iffy.
Well, it's
They're not
because
great by any means.
Originally, it started as a segment on the Schmoes No Show.
Yeah.
That's
And
what the birth of the Schmoedown was.
And it wasn't taken super serious, but that's what made it great. Of like
So that's
Harloff
why it's
yelling
called
at Josh.
Schmoedown.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of Throwdown, right? I'm guessing that's the reason why.
Yep, because it was on the Schmoes. Mark and Christian are called the Schmoes. That was their handle in the movie reviewing space.
And that's where we got Schmoes of the North from.
Yeah, I figured.
So, it doesn't matter. You're
Anyway.
right. And also, Jess, you really don't have to go back and watch everything because
Probably was.
we have people who've watched everything.
Yeah.
I watched there's multiple people. I love that you have the I just got in and I love it view.
If you want to
That's
learn
what's
more,
good.
Jess, just on Saturday afternoons, watch Ben and Ryan's show.
I told her.
Schmoedown.
I told
Yeah,
her.
I've already been recommended that.
She
So that's my
asked it.
next photo.
She was like, I just wish there was a show that like took a guy and just broke down his things and just told me. I was like, actually,
Yep,
we
there's
do
one
have
of
somebody who does that. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we have on our library so many comparatives we've talked about from their earlier career. We don't go through all their matches, but we do break down their journey. So believe me, we've talked.
Oh well, I'm going to be watching a lot of that then, because that's what I found was really hard. Because in the pre-shows, even though they do a little bit of a run up to each competitor, it's not the same as getting like a full rundown of where they've come from. Because you see little snippets of different matches, and I'm like, I don't even know what happened in that match.
Actually, here's the best thing. Earlier on when Ben and I were starting, I took a notebook and I would write down extensive notes on matches of every competitor.
That's awesome.
I still do that from time to time, but this was during 2020 where I had so much extra time on my hands.
Also, there is a really good Wikipedia page that breaks down everybody's matches.
Yeah, I have it. I use it every show I'm on.
I constantly use it.
Thank you, Leo Logan.
I still take
notes.
Oh,
is Leo Logan works on the wiki? Oh my god, I like this guy.
Like the guy in this.
Yeah,
in our chat. In this live chat right now, he's been having these comments.
Like Logan,
Schmoedown wiki.
I wanna bring.
You saved so many people's asses with that wiki. It's
I want to bring up a comment and then put it in a
has
pan.
the list of matches. It has the list of competitors and the matches they played in
order,
and how they lost and in what category. And
Oh wow!
I want to bring us back on track. Don't play the video,
Sorry.
please. I want to bring up a chat, and then I'm going to put it in a pan, and then we're going to put it on the back burner until we're done talking about this match. But I do want to discuss this. All right, I do, but not yet. I want to get through the match. Yeah, that's it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it after, because I do want to talk about that.
Later.
Okay.
But the fifth round, that final round.
Yeah. Leaving round 4, it was 19-15, and his 2-pointer was in Westerns. Wow. Wild Wild West, counting as a Western, pisses me off. All right, it just does. It pisses me off. It's like calling Spaceballs. It's like calling Spaceballs a science fiction movie. It pisses me off. All right, that's all I'm saying.
What?
That's their genre.
It's a spoof. Both of them are like spoof movies.
I don't think Wild Wild West was intended to be a spoof movie.
No.
Let's be honest.
Right.
They didn't go into it going, we're going to make fun of it. They were trying to make a legitimate film, and they failed.
So a giant fucking spider is like period
Little-
piece to you.
And he's in a wheelchair, and they keep making jokes about the fact that he can't rise to the occasion. I'm like, oh, you couldn't make that anymore
That
now.
was also to counteract the racist jokes that guy was saying.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. My favorite is when he drums on that random girl's tatas, and he's like, nice to see you. You figured that out, and it's not Kevin Klein.
Like, you would think the first third was meant to be serious, but then once you get down to the South, it's like, oh, we're going to make this as cartoony as possible. So no one takes it
Pretty much once you meet Artemis Gordon, then you're like, woof, all that's out the window.
That's
Yeah,
what
they
I'm
didn't
saying.
pick a lane.
It doesn't really strike me as a Western. Okay, it just does. It's not.
Yeah, but you couldn't put it in spoof either, so where would you put it?
It's closer to spoof. It's not a period piece.
But not an
If-
intended
no,
spoof.
If
It was
you came over to my
based-
house,
it was based
no.
off of a TV show called Wild Wild West. They even credited it in there based off the characters from the TV show.
and the TV show was more in line with traditional stuff.
Ryan, all right. Let's say you lived in the same town as me, and I invited you over. I wish I could. You're a nice guy. And let's say that you could bring over food or beer, BYOB, or bring your own food. Me and my wife are going to cook. We're going to watch 3 Westerns, and we're going to watch, like, Fistful of Dollars. We're going to watch Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and we're going to watch Wild Wild West. would you be like, what? What are you fucking
I
talking
will
about?
say
One of those
the
does not fit.
Depending on if we're watching this after dinner and I want something to keep me up, Wild Wild West will keep me awake.
Doesn't
I
fit.
see your point. I do
Doesn't
see your
fit.
point. But I do see your point because I've seen Wild Wild West and I've seen Fistful of Dollars and The Good Bad and
Good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, I've
Good, the
seen
bad,
those two. I know exactly what you mean. But even
You
then,
could use
in the
Logan in this
genre-
argument as well.
All right, no, we might as well just throw in like A Million Ways to Die in the West and freaking Cowboys and Aliens as westerns now.
How about Back to the Future Part 3?
What?
Back to the Future 3.
I wouldn't call that a western either. That's
How about
dystopian
Logan?
time travel.
How about Logan?
No, that's a modern western, which is its own thing.
Anywho,
I agree with that statement.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I mean-
I wanted to bring in Blazing Saddles, but at this point, we're just gonna keep dragging this thing out there.
Do you know
Okay.
your new mayor is a nyeh? 1 second.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Yeah. Oh,
Canagram.
it's true, lady. You're sucking on my elbow.
Is this like a stand-up guy?
Shoot with this hand.
Oh my god, it's my favorite line. I've said that at work. Where I'm just like, yeah, but this is my working hand, and no one gets it. Like, I love that.
Yeah, this is
Shame.
steady, but this is my driving hand.
Yeah, check this out. We're good. Yeah, but this is the one I changed the knives with. Like,
This is the one.
All right.
Game of life.
I'm tired.
So the 2-pointer was in westerns. He got it. He had 3 soda. Soda was like, messing with us, or he's being a troll during this, so we couldn't find out what the category was. But the question was a Disney movie, so it was either animated or Disney. Leo Logan probably knows.
Yeah,
Um,
the answer was the Black Cauldron.
Yeah,
So
which is a Disney movie, so it was either in Disney or animated. Either way,
The question was listing out characters released in this 1985 Disney film.
Disney movie.
And the answer
Yep.
was Black Cauldron.
yeah, but what was the category?
Thank you so much, Galaxy Geeks.
No.
Yeah, thanks. I like it when people I don't know by name like are in the comments, or people who I don't also
I
talk
don't know
to.
who's running the handle. I just know one of the hosts of Galaxy Geeks is Eli McKagan. That's you, Eli. Thank you very much. If not, I'm sorry if I don't know.
It's when we have the fan base that we have, and then we want people to come onto the show, and next thing you know, we invited all of our fans, and we have like 3 new guests, and no one's in the chat because before it was 50 and Ben and Jess were the only people in the chat, and now they're on the show.
Yeah.
Like now we have no one to watch it. We invited them all on.
Yeah. Okay, next.
Okay, and I believe it went over to, hey, it's not a TKO. She had to answer a question. And it was an action-adventure, a hip-hop guy who played in the second XXX movie or something.
Action adventure. Which rapper, hip hop star turned actor played in XXX State of the Union? Ice Cube.
Yeah, that's
You
what
got
I said.
it.
You just said it better.
You
Yeah,
got
it's Ice
that
Cube.
one, didn't you, Soda?
Yeah, I
got
yelled
it.
it from my kitchen.
Yeah, I could hear you screaming it.
Ice Cube!
I got it too. I actually liked that better than the Vin Diesel Ice Cube.
I haven't seen any of them.
Take that for a
X, not
I
the
take that for a hot take, Ben. Where are you with that
I've
one?
seen all 3 of the XXXs.
Really? You saw the
I'm
first
sorry,
one?
I was just laughing at something. I was away more than a second.
That's the best offense of somebody throwing shade of just not paying attention. What?
Yeah.
I was
shade?
laughing at
Still
something.
hear you.
So laughing, you know what I was laughing at.
Yep.
All right, and then it went over to a really, really, really hard category to get a 5-pointer in, and Chance was in the Black Cinema exhibition, wasn't he?
I think
He was in he only played one exhibition, which was the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard exhibition with him and Bibiani. Oh, the Disney exhibition against Rachel Silverstrini. Silva. Why am I saying Silva Strini?
so. I think everybody has made that mistake at one point or another.
I'm pretty sure she'll clock me in the face if I mess up on that.
Yeah. So this was
above.
Yeah, this was above the rim, right? Was the answer?
Yeah.
I knew
had
that.
no
I
clue.
knew that. Because 94 was above the rim was released, and when he said Marlon Wayans, I'm like, Marlon Wayans, in the 90s, he was trying to be a very serious actor because I remember he was in Requiem for a Dream, and then and that got him a lot of clout because he got.
He was really good in it, though. He was really
Fantastic.
good in Requiem.
Sure.
I will never
So
watch
good.
it again, but
No,
But we
Sawyer
all
and I
know-
had this exact conversation like an hour ago.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
no
not
one-
that long ago.
no one told me what that movie is about. I'm not making this up. This sounds like it's too ridiculous.
Oh,
for
I know what it's about.
No. I'm saying I'm not making this up. So no one told me what that movie was about. I just heard it was really good and that I should watch it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was hanging out. I flew in from Seattle. I lived in Seattle when I was in college, and then I was like a slave to just my brother's movie collection. I just watched his because I was hanging out at his house. My dad came into town to hang out with me, and I'm like, "Hey, you want to watch a movie?" And I'm like, "Hey, I heard this is good." Me and my dad do not have a great communication. Like, we talked about the weather for 32 years. Like, we don't have a lot of heart to hearts. We did not make it very far into
Yeah, no shit.
But
Not a
right when
bonding
Keith
film.
David made a very specific suggestion through a cigar smoke. We're like, "Oh, you want to watch Ace Ventura or something?"
Yeah, I don't blame you.
We did not make it very far. Anyways, Keith David's great in that.
Yeah.
I mean, every actor is good in that film. That's why when I saw the release date, I'm like, okay, Requiem for a Dream was later in the 90s, so this has to be Above the Rim. And I knew that because Above the Rim has Tupac Shakur in it. So I'm like, come on, Chance, you got this.
That's why I went the other way, because I thought he was still doing just spoof stuff with his brothers at this time, and I thought he was just in Mo Money and things like that. And that's why I thought it was Mo Money.
Oh yeah, Mo Money. That was also early 90s too. So yeah, that's
it's like 91 or 92.
Yeah, it could have been that time. Yeah.
Yeah. But when I think of Marlon Wayne's early 90s, I think of, those movies with Damon Wayans and
them Color and
that era of the Wayans brothers.
Don't be a menace. Yeah, Don't Be a Menace. That's the one he's most known of in the early 90s.
Don't Be a Menace. I can't say it all. Don't Be a Menace in South Central when you're drinking your juice in the hood.
Drinking your juice in the hood.
Yeah. Love that movie.
That is a spoof movie for sure.
Yeah, but it's also I would still consider it black cinema. It's both.
Yeah.
I
would consider that too because it is mainly it's a huge black cast in there and it's all fixed in Los Angeles. Yeah, which at the time of most black cinema movies like Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, Set It Off. They were all right around in LA. So I mean,
I watched Menace to Society way too young. I watched it when it came out. I was probably 6. I was way too young to watch Menace to Society. Oh my god. Anyways, I watched that before I watched Boys in the Hood, and after I watched Boys in the Hood, I'm like, this movie's not that hardcore. Because Menace to Society is way more rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, New Jack City would probably make Menace to Society look worse.
New Jack City's hard to get through, even as an adult. It's pretty rough. Is that the one with or is that something else? Does New Jack City?
I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen the film. I just know that it's the one where Wesley Snipes says, "Sit your $5 ass down before I make change."
Yeah, It's either. All right, I don't want to get into it. But
he missed the 5-pointer, and
you're a winner. Yeah.
And you're winning.
Yeah.
Christian did it like he was fucking excited. He's like, "I'm your winner!"
Yeah, that was fantastic.
It's a big deal. It's only the 5th person to have ever defended the belt.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
These belts are hard.
It's really not common.
Yeah.
No, these belts are hard to hold on to.
Jess asked me the other day, how long do people normally hold on belts? And I'm like, I can't answer that question. Alex Saman can hold it for years, but it's really hard to hold it, period. Holding a belt's kind of like a whole thing.
Yeah, because I watched the Dimalanta match, and then I was asking about that, and I was like, how long did he hold it? And he was like, well...
Yeah, with the exception of Damon and Merle, I don't think very few people have defended it more than twice. I know Sam did.
Yeah, and Oyama.
And Oyama, yeah.
No one gives Oyama credit.
Once. Mark Riley defended it once.
Yep.
Let me see.
Roka never did.
Roka never did. Bibbs never did.
Twice. Yeah.
Ethan never did.
Wow.
Viviani never did.
Yeah. Yep. Harloff never did.
No.
No.
But that was
Oh,
my
really?
choice. Wasn't
Neither
that
did
my
Collins.
choice?
Collins did not also defend.
And
That's right.
yeah,
Collins did not defend. Yeah,
and Bateman didn't.
and Bateman
Yeah.
didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, so those are like,
Wow.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you noticed, but we just said like the top 10 singles
Yeah,
players.
no, I've every time I've asked people about who they consider like the tops, that's pretty much all the names.
And
Yeah,
that's why Dan Myrtle is the GOAT, and he forever will be.
Yeah,
Because
he's a
dude,
5-time champ, and he's defended it like 7 times or something
yeah,
like that.
and now they get schmucks against all the people we just said, against the best of the best, and that's what makes
And,
the like.
and he defended it twice in one day once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, so
No,
he
No,
he won it and then defended it.
yeah.
Ah.
He
He
beat
played-
Riley and Roque in a triple threat in the main event of the Collision that year.
Yep,
And then
you
Sam
got it.
Levine cashed in his free-for-all win to play him for a title match right afterwards.
It's one of the best moments
Jesus.
because whoever was doing the interviews at that time, I don't know if
Emma?
it was Sturger or Emma,
It
but
might be.
somebody was talking to Dan, and then you hear like the music, and he goes, "I'll be right back," and just like walks back in, and you're like,
Wow.
"Yeah, it was
He beat him.
awesome."
Okay. Well, all right.
And,
Okay. All right. Okay.
Did somebody mute Ryan?
No.
He muted himself. I didn't do it. Don't
no,
look at me.
it's my Bluetooth mic. It wanted to stop me from saying something profound.
Oh, okay.
It
No,
was
all
it
of
was
the-
Grace.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot you
But I
did
do want
post
to
that.
say regarding this, one thing with the Schmoedown, and just since you're new to this, earlier on when the Schmoedown was starting, it was mainly just fun trivia entertainment. It was very loose on its sort of with its community. But when it started to gear itself more into more of like a sports oriented league, some people were kind of like very hesitant in accepting it, wondering why is movie trivia kind of being called like sports or so. It's not like and one thing I can say with it that with the list of people that we just said winning championship belts, many people like to have this little joke going around like you're not a real champion unless you defended it, which I think is
I think that's BS.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? So you have to defend to be a champion?
Yeah.
That's
bullshit.
what
Yeah, that's a lot of people's
some people
reasoning.
will say. That's what some are going to say. That's what they said with Roca.
I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
These were the attacks people were making at Roca and Bateman whenever they talk about, oh, I won a championship. And then in a live chat, they go, but you never defended it. Oh, yeah, let's see.
So?
You go through 5 people,
What?
win a 5-round championship, and then wait 2 to 3 months for your next contender and then defend it. Then tell me exactly if you're a champion.
I don't like saying good things about Bateman, but
You
Bateman
really
is
don't
one
like
of the no, I don't. But Bateman has one of the biggest contributions to this game, and it has nothing to do with his belt. He is important. You can give him credit for his belt or not, but he is still like a staple for this game, one of the most important people. And that's what I hate when people are like, yeah, but he didn't defend it. He's still a legend. Bateman's still a legend because he revolutionized freaking training. Like the first time you ever heard him talk about strategy, we're all like, what? And then Roca revolutionized character work.
Yep.
No one was doing characters yet. Belt or not, he's one of the most important players of all time.
I'll show you the clip. I'm out the very first appearance.
Yes.
While you're doing that,
Only
Ryan,
out-
what was your thought?
No, I was going to add on to what you were saying, Taco. Mike Kalinowski in Inner Geekdom. He is a 3-time champion, but the 2 times he won that belt, everyone was saying you're not a champion until you defend it. But looking at the Inner Geekdom division, that was even harder to defend the belt after it got off of Jason Inman's hands.
Yeah.
I think you've already told me that.
If he would have defended it back then, well, who cares? But now when you're playing the people that you're playing now, it's nuts.
Chandru. Mike just recently defended against Chandru, and now he could be the first person to defend it twice if he wins against Amaru.
And again,
itself is still a very difficult field to go to navigate.
And again, you should be putting respect on his name regardless of defenses because he's played on high levels in 3 freaking divisions. That's enough to put respect on someone's name. I hate when people are like, yeah, but they did defend. They're still legends. You should be respectful. These guys are legends, have nothing to do with that medal. You know, and that medal adds to it.
And I'm finally going back to what I said earlier, Jess, about why people were hesitant to embrace the Schmoedown as a sports league. Because even in regular sports divisions, when a team wins a championship, do you see them defending it next year? No. Some other team is going to go win a championship. Football, they win a Super Bowl. You see the same team going to defend their Super Bowl title against their team?
Patriots.
Same with baseball. Same with
ice hockey.
Yeah. Same with soccer, rugby, hockey. When a team wins a championship, they're not going to defend it again.
Like I like to use this as an example. If you look at the inductees into the Hockey Hall of Fame in the last 21 years, I think it's less than 5% of them have won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. I mean, look at the Chiefs were the best team last year, or the Kansas City Chiefs best team last year and best team the year before, even though Buccaneers did beat them in the Super Bowl. They're not doing good this year. They have the same players. You know, like
Carolina won the Stanley Cup. Next year they missed the playoffs.
When you look at American football, everyone likes to talk about the greatest quarterbacks in the world. But one quarterback that's always being like dragged through the dirt is Dan Marino because he never won a Super Bowl.
He never won a Super Bowl. What, 4 MVPs?
Yes. So people have weird standards on what they consider someone to be the best and the champion. Yeah, he's won 5 Super Bowl rings, great, but he's still not a better quarterback compared to Troy Aikman or Dan Marino during their time, or John Elway.
Like again, because I only really know hockey, but I couldn't tell you how many goalies have out of nowhere in the playoffs come into the game and taken the team on a run, only to shit the bed for the rest of their career and never reach that status again.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
Ben have a clip?
Yeah, if you were going to play that clip.
I thought you were going to play it, yeah.
Go for it, man. Now that we're off our sports tangent.
Now that we're completely off the rails, let's watch some really early.
No, you apologize. We always go off the rails.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
No, Jess, apologize. Your Canadian is showing, Jess.
Yeah. I'd say the passion, but
okay, all right. Canadians are only considered polite because they're constantly like compared to us who suck.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
I love that we kept the clip long enough to see Sarah Silverman's like, huh? She is so offended by that. Oh my god. I love Norm. All right, you got a clip for us?
Yeah.
Mr. Lena?
Let us know when you got it, because
got it.
Yes. Freaking Collider movie talk. So little background for Jess. So this would be season 3 towards the end of the first season that it moved over into YouTube. Rocha started in season 2. Season 2 was just teams, but this is the beginning of his run through the singles tournament in the first year that it was on YouTube. So this is when Rocha's going from a guy with an okay record who had a really bad loss, and this is when he starts like flipping it, and he becomes a legend. Starting at this moment, becomes a legend.
I hope it picks up the sound. Hold on.
No. Did you share with audio?
Oh, you didn't share the audio, brother. Ben.
He's coming for you.
Ben!
We're starting to hear it.
Turn the volume up.
No. Make sure when you share a clip, just hit that button that says share audio.
We could kind of hear it. This is a really good face.
I think he just lowered it just screw with us.
Isn't it weird how Rocha's aged 20 years? And
oh God. Let me try to find it real quick.
In 6 years on the Schmoedown, he's aged so much.
Matthew.
It's like Obama when he got into. It's like Obama when
he got into politics. Yeah.
No,
you look like a
president.
Got it, Ben. I got it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Let's Talk About Star Wars or Schmoedown, the show where everything's made up and the points that matter. That's right. The points are like the Northern Territories.
The soda Schmoedown is coming. So listen to me, you salt and pepper cocaine donkey.
We'll explain afterwards.
The Rocha is coming for you, because the Rocha says, "I want that title around my waist. I want to be the champion." And you tell Riley too. You can tell Riley. You tell JTE. You tell anybody else. The outlaw is coming. And let me tell you something. I'm coming like Hogan. NWO. I'm laying the smackdown, and I'm going to chop your mountain down like a voodoo chop. You listen, and you pay attention. You look in my eyes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Mance, Access Hollywood. I'm going to break you. I'm going to break you so sweetly. You're going to be panhandling. We'll do trivia for food by the time I'm done with you.
We'll do trivia for food.
So
the
cocaine
intensity
donkey,
in his eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
what makes
cocaine
Roca a
donkey.
legend. That's because so no one was doing this yet. They were
Yeah.
kind of doing like fake little promos. Like the first match, you'll see people do a couple things like the Dan Murrow versus John Campia, the first ever match. And there's a little bit like, oh, you want to mess with the Campia? But no one was taking it to this level of intensity, and people are like, oh, whoa.
Oh, what was with the salt and pepper?
So the
Cocaine
cocaine
donkey?
donkey. So the guy he was playing, Scott Mance, who like he's all over the place.
Movie
Awesome dude.
release dates.
Movie release dates. No,
I'm it.
I
Sorry.
don't know the
Wait, let's get
origin of it, but I know on the Schmoes No Show he got the nickname Cocaine
Donkey.
It's mainly
And
because
that's why
hair-
apparently you can't get the 200th episode of the Schmoes No Show anymore because of that.
Really?
Yeah.
That was my
Really?
first Schmoes of the No Show. Was
Yeah.
200.
Because
It was like my second or third.
Cocaine donkey on it.
Yeah, and so he's like hosting it, and the whole time he's like, "This is the Cocaine Donkey here!" Like
Yeah.
he was leaning into it.
It's
Yeah,
great.
Scott Mance has
He's-
a very nasally high pitch in his voice. So every time he talks,
So like
he's
Gilbert
"This is
Gottfried
what's going
type
on
deal.
here, bro."
Not that bad. Not
Not-
that.
Okay.
not-
It's the Cocaine Donkey here. No.
But also Scott Mance, he was very in the Schmoedown. He's very well with movie release dates, so much that they put his face on the Slice movie release dates.
Movie
What
release
ma-
dates.
One match you have to watch.
Two.
In a match versus World Cup. One.
Yeah, and then watch Masters Roca too right
Okay.
after.
Yeah.
So so was that the first? Was that promo before the first Masters Roca, or
Yeah.
was that after?
First one,
Okay,
yeah.
that's the
Because
first
this was
one.
at the time when
Yeah.
Collider was still working with Screen Junkies because they kind of
Yep.
cross promoted each other across the place.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a lot of the first match was the AMC or Collider Movie Talk guy, which was Campia versus the one of the top two Screen Junkies guys, which is Dan Murrow. So
Yeah, and that's how I came into
You
it,
can
was
add
watching-
that match to my playlist that you've got me, Taco.
If you want me to scroll until my freaking finger hurts.
Sure, I like that idea.
Years
Not
old.
that bad. No,
I
all you
want
gotta do is
that.
Go to the Schmoedown page. Go to.
I know how YouTube works, Ryan. I was making a joke. I know.
Yeah,
I know, you're making
I know that
a joke,
playlists are a
but
thing.
But I can't.
that's
tell-
how I
somebody
got
asked
into
me
the
to talk
Schmoedown
like that.
myself.
Like, I gotta
That's how I
slow
got into
down.
That's how I got into the Schmoedown myself, was from Screen Junkies. I saw
Yeah.
Ken Napsuk fight for Star Wars on there, and it was right before Spectacular 1, so Dan plugged it, and that's how I heard about it.
Yeah.
The best movie fights, I'm sorry, real quick. The best movie fights is at Comic Con.
Yes, I know which one you're talking about.
When it was Dan Murrow versus Kevin Smith with Elijah
Elijah Wood.
Wood.
Yep. I remember this shit.
Ooh.
So
I
this
remember that
this
shit.
is the best part. So the question was, basically, you have to choose a movie that you think should be erased from history. So
Wow.
Kevin Smith, the fucking smart guy he is, said that he wants to scrub Triumph of the Wills from the library, which is
Because
a
no
Nazi
one
propaganda-
can argue for it.
It's a Nazi propaganda film.
Yeah, because
Oh,
no one
okay,
can
so
argue
yeah,
for
then-
a Nazi
And
propaganda.
Dan
film, so it's
Murrow
perfect.
had to argue why it shouldn't be erased from history.
Yeah, that was a hard stance. Oh,
And he
very
gave
hard.
it a good shot because he was using the technological aspects. Because
Steering away from the Nazi stuff.
Well,
It's like
not
that
today-
movie.
It's
that
like
movie
today-
is famous.
because
Oh, no.
I can't remember her name right now, but
Sorry,
she,
like three talking.
she developed a lot of techniques that people use in Hollywood nowadays. So he wasn't wrong in arguing it in that.
Actually, in my film class, we watched Triumph of the Will because the cinematography was very revolutionary at the time, and of course they had to ask all of us. They had to okay it. Is everyone okay with
Is
watching
everyone
this?
comfortable with this?
Yeah, and then is anyone too
You
comfortable
stop.
because he
That's
should probably leave? If there's anyone who's like, yeah,
I'm
then you should
super
probably
excited about it. Probably
go. You need
just
to be
go
the
now.
equal amount of discomfort and comfortable. We don't.
Yeah.
So I got a movie fights that I still got to recommend it. It's the famous drunk movie fights where
With
Knapsack.
Knapsack. Yes.
Where Knapsack got drunk, hopped in an Uber, puked at one point on the way there, and came and delivered the news.
Yeah, drunk news
on air on the Schmoes No Show.
Yeah, Ken Knapsack's drunk news.
The best part was when he drunkenly guessed Brad Pitt's age out of nowhere and got it right. Yeah, it's like 52.
One of my favorite, and we brought it up earlier in spoof movies, one of my favorite movie fights, since we're doing this really quick, I can't remember what Campia's was, but it was the best titles of all time, and Campia, it was Campia versus Nick Mundy. I always want to call him Dick Fundy because that was his Twitter handle. But Campia's was like an actual good answer because the whole thing about movie fights is they go off the argument. You can't use any bias. Yeah. So if somebody is arguing the dumber thing better, that guy still wins.
Yeah.
So then Nick Mundy chose Hot Shots Part 2 and was winning. It's like, that's not even that good of a title. He's like, no, listen here. And he totally won Hot Shots Part 2 as being the best movie title.
Let's not forget when Christian was talking about a movie starring Robert De Niro and Al Pacino that did not exist. Night Falls, and he had everybody convinced.
He made up a movie.
Wow.
He made up a movie on the spot, and everyone bought it. And didn't he win the segment?
I need to watch this.
No, he didn't win.
Oh, he did?
Of course he win.
We don't need to do the clip. I think we got to end it.
Watch it myself later.
All right, we can watch it in the green room. I want to. Okay, Mance for Soroka is the best Rocky fight.
Somebody made a teaser trailer.
All right, we'll watch it later. Let's.
Yeah.
We're almost at 2 hours, dude. I want to talk about
the post interviews. The post interviews.
Yes, and I wanted to bring up would you even consider this her comeback year because all she did was lose once last year. I don't think she's comeback player because last year she was 1-1. That's not a bad year.
No.
Yeah.
Comeback player would be more in the line of last year Snyder was made comeback player because during season 6 he had that was the year where he had that match where he gave up. On 2 separate occasions.
What do you mean he gave up?
He just said, "Yeah, okay."
He played a live match in New York. Yeah, he played a live match in New York against Paulo Yama for the championship. After the second round, he was behind. He was mentally out of it. It took his manager at the time, Roxy Stryer, to get him back in the game, and it got him to a sudden death. But even then, the way he was playing, he was just not putting any effort in.
He didn't he not even write anything on his betting round because it was like Harry Potter, and he's like, I don't care. Like, why do I got to write anything? I'm not going to win. Like he didn't
know he could bet 0 points. So he got 1 point and then realized, I could have done that. And then in season 7, he made a big comeback with him getting to the finals in the singles tournament. Him and Mark and Draco
did amazing last year,
winning the team's championship last year to where they had it this year. So it's with Marisol, it's different because she was just a rookie.
She was 1-1. She was brought in free agency brought in in free agency right before singles tournament, and then won one with a lot of promise, lost one, but didn't get landslided, and then went on a run. That's not comeback player. She's 8-1? That's not a comeback player.
Yeah, it's gonna depend on the players this season who can qualify as comeback player. Because I'll be honest, if Christian does this whole we vote in who gets to these slots, and I see Marisol in there, that's a big
Would you say JTE is?
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of see JTE.
He's been good at best. Even the best he's ever been is good, and he was amazing this year.
Yeah.
So even compared to his best,
he could be the only 2-time winner of that award.
Yeah. We didn't talk about the post-match interview in the camaraderie between her and Chance. Made me want to cry.
I know.
It wasn't the interview; it was immediately after, where she walked up and grabbed his head.
Yeah,
and
she pushed Shannon out of the way. Did you see that?
Yeah. She grabbed him and is like, "Dude, you're good. I'm good. Are you good?" And it was like, oh. That's something my best friend does to me when I'm stressed. That's something
that shows exactly the family bond that Marisol Chance have in Corruption. Okay, let me break out of my kayfabe. I'm going to talk about Corruption. Okay.
Okay, we're ready.
Okay, look, I give all respect to. Okay, fine. All right. How about this? How about I stay into the whole Marisol brand? I'll do this.
Oh, there we go. Now you're copying my shtick when I was copying her shtick.
I had a black one that would make me look like Daredevil, but I lost it. So here's the thing.
Or Batman.
Yeah, I thought Batman.
Yeah.
Marisol
All right, good.
Marisol definitely earned this defense, and just like when she beat Irwin, she earned this. Her and Chance, the camaraderie she showed with him afterwards, especially with that whole little Twitter tirade between the two of them before the show began, it looked like storyline-wise, it would open up a lot of doors to where Chance was going to abandon corruption afterward. But then when I saw that moment where she pushes Shannon out the way just to go straight to Chance, asking, "Are you good? Is this all right? Is it done? We're back on even kill again." That I have 100% a lot of respect for Marisol, and I will admit that outside of my anti-corruption shield. But one thing I will say about this was Chance. He had so much going for him in this season. He fell so hard in the Air Geekdom tournament. Him and Mike came so close to winning the team's belts against Shazam. And then seeing the journey, he could have opted to be in the singles tournament this year, but chose not to because he wanted to gun for the belt. And so much was on his shoulders going in this match. Like Marisol being the first female to defend, to not only win the championship but defend it, Chance could have been the first African-American male to win the singles title. And he came up short of that. Either way, history was going to be made under the corruption banner. But he came up short from that. And I think Marisol going to him and wanting to console him and also to strengthen him and re-encourage him that he is a dominant player. He is one of the best players that she's ever gone up against. 100% professionalism and 100% respect to Marisol.
Yeah, no, totally.
No, 100%. That's a good point. Like, she deserves all the accolades she could get.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Okay, I'm back.
I couldn't stop myself.
I'm back. Thank you, Taco. Everybody, this is the last time you're going to see me talk something positive, and you can thank Taco about that.
I was holding one hand was holding the other hand back. I didn't want to do it. I'm sorry.
I think it is time we wrap up, though.
It was too tempting. He gave such a good speech.
After the post interview, let's wrap up and talk about after the post.
Yeah.
The worst guy I've ever seen in my life decides to appear on stage.
I had no clue who he was.
I wasn't around. I didn't see this. I had to go back upstairs and tend to my child. What happened?
Well, so, afterwards, when Christian and Mark were wrapping up, all of a sudden, Christian's like, "You hear that?" And you hear Paul Oyama's music play.
No, not what you're thinking.
But then, while coming down, it's not Paul Oyama. It is Chandru.
Boo!
He's got his hair
that's what the crowd did as well.
Yeah, he's got the hair down. He's got the aviators. He got like the short shorts. He looks like he belongs in Hawaii.
The open long sleeve shirt.
And he ends up going on stage and saying that Paul Oyama has given him his free for all shot. Which in my head, I'm like, this is a storyline because they're going to obviously go for a faction war. So I don't think this is real.
See, I would have loved for Oyama to come out and play Marisol right there because that would have been the greatest money shot ever. But
title shot, not money shot.
I said what I said.
He stands by it.
I don't believe that at all, Leo. I really don't believe that Paul gave it to him. I think that was just Chance trying to get in the spotlight, going like, Oyama, he's gonna play singles, so he's gonna give it to me for
I completely said multiple times throughout this episode. Christian is bringing back the storylines. That's all this was storylines.
Yeah, but guess what? He just got beat by both of them, or at least one of them. He just got beat by Kalinowski. You really want to go back into that match? I do not like this. I think that Oyama or Amaru earned this shot to play Mike, and I don't want Chantry anywhere near it. But that's me.
No, he may not win on that match.
Oh, the winner? Oh, I thought he was going to go and play like three-way with him. I'm like,
no. All Jimmy said was whoever wins, I'll be as spectacular looking to get that thick belt. Now, if you'll see as I grab one of my actual weighted belts and I will smack Chandru across the face with it if he ever has to say that phrase again. And these are metal plated. So trust me, if you don't.
I'm getting the feeling he's not well liked. You know.
Are they thick with two C's? I love Chandru. But because he's
Of
one of the best
course
heels
you
of all
would.
time. No. I love him as a heel. I hate and love
Yeah,
him.
no, but that's what I'm saying. Of course you would.
Because he's great at what he does, and the
He's
funny part
amazing
was
at what
he
he
realized
does.
he was doing it at first. He was trying to be a babyface, but he was an asshole.
I will talk trash in the comments, and I'll talk trash on the show. But when I saw him, I was like, "Dude, you're so good at what you do." When I met him, it's like,
yeah. Oh yeah, when he was fighting up against Mike, I booed the hell out of him in the cantina because I'm like, I'm not acknowledging you. You're not Roman Reigns. Even then, I don't acknowledge Roman Reigns. So boo.
All right. Let's. I don't want to open up my third beer. No one wants that.
We know we don't.
Yeah, okay, let's wrap it up. We have to at this point. What are your final thoughts on the show, everybody?
Oh, it was a long one. It was 2 hours. We did a 2 hour show.
Yeah.
Not us. The New York event, bro. Come on.
It was great.
What we were watching.
We got to see a bloodbath, and then we got to see a knockout, drag out, really good, no TKO, no anything, really unfortunate round 2 for Chance, and Spoof is really hard, but we got to see a really good, fought championship match with a really bloody rookies just killing each other in the pit.
So thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up for me. So thumbs up on everybody. Jess,
Orange
as your
Cassidy,
first live event.
The Orange Cassidy thumbs up.
Oh, I respect that. Jess, this was your first ever live event. What were your thoughts after seeing what Schmoedown really is supposed to be?
Yeah, really enjoyed it, especially given that I only had someone to win for the first match. I didn't actually really know for Marisol and Chance, so I loved it.
Yeah, I know. It's like you should have just started watching 2 years ago, and I told you to.
I'm going to stop watching now just because of that.
Calm the fuck down.
Thank you, boss.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's do this. Ben, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me right here on this. Oh, wait, no. Yeah.
Okay, Ben, where can they find you online? Let's try again.
At man_radio on Twitter. You can find me on Mountain Schmoedown, Shooting the Breeze, Recapping the Past, Getting Ready. I think I have everything, right? Yeah? No?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Ryan, what about you? Where can everybody find you, my man?
Well, everyone can definitely find me on Mount Schmoedown as well every Saturday or with Ben as we do player profile breakdowns of Schmoedown competitors, past and present. Also find me on the Schmoedown Night in Canada Sunday show with Ben and any other special guests as we break down the past Schmoedown matches of the week. And then I also have a wrestling podcast I co-host with James Schmo, the sinister James Schmo that you all know from the First Class League, Schmoedown's little developmental brand, or Schmoedown's version of NXT, wrestling reference. And our podcast is called the Wrestling Rambles and Rages Podcast. It's available on Podbean, Spotify, Apple, and Anchor.
Taco, what about you?
Well, you can find me right here, buddy, on Schmoes in the North. I will do it. I have to. I miss a couple weeks each month because of work, but the weeks that I'm here, I will do as many shows as possible. And it's normally the Friday show if there is one. And on Saturdays, normally I do a Star Wars show. Let's talk about Star Wars with Gold Leader sometimes. Again, this month is kind of bad for scheduling. And with the amazing producer Soda being our producer on that. And coming up on October 21st, I'm doing my second all-night taco stand. This is going to be horror-themed. When Soda drinks enough coffee, I'm gonna send him a bunch of clips, and he's gonna weed his way down to find it good. I'm gonna make him edit all day, and every 30 minutes, thank you. Every 30 minutes, we're gonna play a really amazing kill from a horror movie, and then we're gonna break that kill down. I have some really goofy ones. I have some really amazing ones, and I can't freaking wait. That's gonna be October 21st, and it's gonna start around. When did we do it? 10 o'clock Central, all the way to
after. So it goes on live after Shooting the Breeze.
Shooting the Breeze, and it goes until we didn't make it all night. It goes until my mixture of coffee and beer finally wins. So until the beer finally wins over my coffee, and so please join us there, and then watch everything on Schmoes in the North, especially Mount Schmoedown. Those guys work a lot harder than I do.
And as for myself, you can find me, actually cutting those clips because I just remember that Taco's already sent me a list. So you can find me on my personal Instagram and Twitter at soda_the_saxman. You can find me on every goddamn show on this channel. That's basically it for me. Now, Jess, where can everybody find you?
Probably on one of these many streams, because this is where I found myself, is on this channel scattered throughout. So one of these streams you'll find me on.
Yeah, that's pretty much how we got Taco. He just fell into our laps.
Frenchie pitched me, and you guys were like, no.
All right, so on behalf of myself, Jess, Ben, and Ryan, we will see you all next week on another edition of Schmoedown 9 Canada. Stay sweaty, everyone, and have a good night and a safe weekend. And happy Canadian